Good evening, everybody. It is Lynn here, the Go Live Granny, and I am live stream. Sorry, I've already forgotten something. Already got shenanigans going on. Never mind. It's Lynn, the Go Live Granny, and it is Sunday evening, Sunday the 7th of September, 2025. And I am live streaming, live streaming here on Sunday evening. And if you're coming in on the live, a really big welcome. If you're coming in on the replay, please put replay in the comments so that I can actually chat with you afterwards. So I'm just going to have a look and see if we have gone live yet. I don't know. It's not showing that it's gone live. Sometimes there's a delay on here. So it's live on there, but it's not showing us live on here yet. Okie dokie. I'm not quite sure why this is. This is what usually happens. So let's see. Maybe it will go live. It says it's live, but I can't see that it's live at the minute. So let's have a look and see. Aha, it looks like we have got people coming in. So good evening, everybody. We always have this little delay from me going live to me actually seeing it go live on the screen over here. But that's just all the nature of the shenanigans that we always have. So, folks, how is everybody? It's been an amazing week for me. Whoops, what have I done now? I've pushed a button and taken myself completely away from where I wanted to go. Right, hello. Am I allowed to be late? Yes, I'm very allowed to be late. I'm late for a very important date, but since it's my birthday party tonight, I'm allowed to be late. I'm allowed to call the shots. Were you late in as well, Tracy? I don't know. There's a delay. When I go live here and it says I'm live, it's not showing me live on my other screen, but I am live now. Let's see. I know I'm live because Tracy's talking to me. But I've had some shenanigans even getting ready for the broadcast. Could you believe that? Could anybody believe that? So let's just, whoa, it's still not showing I'm live. That's not helpful, is it? I don't know why it's not showing me live. Oh, always. No, you see, you've been sat here, you've been waiting for me. Well, I'm very sorry because I went to go and get something, and I wanted to go in the bathroom, and the light went out. I went to put the light on, and it didn't come on. Something happened, and I thought, oh, have I fused everything? And no, the lights were on in here, so I hadn't fused that, so we could still go ahead with the broadcast. Then, hello, Heather. Thank you. It's birthday tomorrow, but we're having the birthday party today. So that's hence why I've got my birthday glasses on. I've got my Let's Party. I've got my Let's Party up here. But just... Hi, Jane. I've had a shenanigans with party poppers, would you believe it? But first of all, I'm late because I had shenanigans. I went to the bathroom, as I say, went to put the light on, and the light didn't come on. And what have I done? Have I got to go to the fuse box and do all this? No. I've got an IKEA delivery that I've made up some of my IKEA stuff this week, but the very big Billy bookcase, thank you, Tracy, I haven't yet put the bookcase together, and I'm not going to do it till I come back. Hi, Christine, and Jane's looking in as well. Thank you, Jane. And so the Billy bookcase is leaning against the wall outside my bathroom, so I put my hand round the side of it to put the light switch on, which was fine, except I didn't put the light switch on. There's another switch there. Since I had my bathroom converted to a wet room, there's this light switch, and above it there's something else, and it obviously switches the lights off. I don't know what it's there for. Thank you, Adrian. That's lovely. Lots of birthday wishes coming in. It's not even my birthday yet. I've got to last till midnight. No, I'm not necessarily going to do a very long live stream tonight. Let's see how it goes. I'm travelling tomorrow, and I've got to be up early, so I'm not quite sure. So we'll see. Anyway, I can see people liking and Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. This is Tracy's singing. Happy birthday, dear Lynn. Happy birthday to me. So anyway, what I did, I switched this switch off instead of that. And of course, I was running around then like a headless chicken thinking, oh, what have I done? I need to sort it now because I don't want to sort it late when I finish the broadcast. Anyway, basically, I'd pushed this switch that's a bit higher up rather than just the bathroom switch. So that was okay. But I'd gone that way. Partly, I wanted to go and I was looking for my party poppers. And I saw party poppers yesterday. And what a shame I didn't put them here yesterday because I don't have party poppers. I have empty party poppers. Look, ones that are spent. I got a whole jar of empty party poppers. I save these things because I'm a crafter. You never know what you can make with them. I've made silver bells and things like with all these sort of things. But look, I have... Oh, I think there are some real party poppers in here. I thought it was a jar of empty party poppers. Oh, well, this is not much good because this is a party popper and it hasn't been spent, but the strings come out of it. So that's no good. These are no good because they're empty. But digging down in the jar, there's another empty one. But, there's another one with that's not been spent, but it's not got a string in it. But this one's got a string in it. So I'm going to see if I can make this party popper pop. What do you reckon? Hi, Carl. It's birthday time. It's Granny. Go Live Granny's got a birthday tomorrow. Whoa. Oh, no. Miserable failure. Look, I demand a refund. Look, the strings come out. Okie dokie. Well, there's only one way to do it. Look, I'll tell you what. We can have a party popper that goes, whoa, look, I had some cracker snaps. So we've got the snap. We've had the snap. Now let's dig out the streamers, shall we? Look, even birthday shenanigans. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Look, there we go. Look, we got the streamers as well now. We've had party poppers. I knew that we were going to have birthday shenanigans. It's always shenanigans. So I don't know. We still don't look like we're live on here. So let's just give that a little refresh. Right. You hope... hang on. Whoops. Wait a minute. You hope my birthday goes with more than a bang. More than a bang than this. Listen, Carl, don't wish for too many bangs. I'm travelling tomorrow. I'm on a 9:15 hovercraft tomorrow to go to see my family, and we don't want too many bangs on the water. Certainly not while I'm crossing the water, and certainly not while I'm on any trains. But anyway, it's just the nature of how it goes. Oh, it's telling me I'm live now on my laptop. That's great because I can. It's better if I watch the comments here, because I can see them better. I can see them better if I take these glasses off. I can't see much out of these glasses, but they are my birthday glasses. Let's take the... Oh, there you are. It's very dark with these. So, look, there we go. Happy birthday. But the birthday glasses have come off now. Off with the... Oh, Carl is saying, happy birthday, Lynn. Thank you for broadcasting the carnivals this year. It's such an important thing that we get out there and we show the world what the Isle of Wight is capable of. I've had a marvellous day today. I've been down in Ryde. I've been live streaming on the bus, on the shuttle bus from the classic car show to the bus museum. Loads and loads of footage I've done today. I went into the Victorian arcade because they had an antiques market in there, and then I said I went into the little Carnaby shop next door, and I said, "Oh, I'm just going to go and." What I said, because I've listened back, I said, "I'm just going to go and live stream the classic car museum." No, Lynn, you muddle it up. You were going to go the classic car show and the bus museum, but I put it all together as one. Never mind, it is what it is. So wait a minute, right? So Tracy's saying, put all the birthday emojis in for Lynn, then someone can sing to her. But it won't be me. Well, I could bring somebody, if you want to sing to me, I can bring somebody into the broadcast, you know. Anybody want to come in and join me in my broadcast to sing to me? Because I have a little thing here, I can touch the button and I can bring people in. But, you know, I think so. Let's see. Let's touch the button and see what happens. Hi, Caroline. Oh, right. So I could add some of the viewers, but maybe I better not add you. You might not want me to. I could add you, Carl. Your name came up there. Caroline's saying, have a wonderful birthday tomorrow. Your oh yes, Caroline's my birth. Oh right, okay, folks, put more emojis in because Caroline and I are we have twin birthdays. I don't think she's nearly as old as me. You know, and I have already got a card with my age on, and I think most of you know how old I'm going to be. I've got a bag full of goodies to share with you tonight. Whoa! Hang on. Oh, before I do that, look, I did renew the back of my... The back of this was getting very tatty. Suddenly realised I'd peeled it all off and I was rushing out to go to the classic car show today and I hadn't done it. So I had to do a very quick one. Go on, Carl. You can go in and sing. Hi, Christopher. So your birthday is tomorrow. We're triplets. You'll be 49. Well, I'm going to be 75 tomorrow. I don't feel a day over 100. Oh, sorry. I don't feel a day over 50. Shall I say that? Right, wait a minute. I was looking for something in my bag. I have already had some birthday cards. And one of the birthday cards has got my age on it. Look, there we go. 75. Let's see. Where can I... Oh... Let's see if I can put my cards up. Right. And then, I don't think Kath's in the broadcast, but Kath, thank you. So we've got happy birthday, Becky Irene. We've got happy birthday, Caroline. And happy birthday, Lindy Lou, my mum and dad used to call me. So look, Kath sent me cards. Look, she sent me 2 cards. She sent me this one, and then she saw this one. This one says, happy birthday to someone who leaves a little bit of sparkle wherever you go. And you know how much I love sparkle. And so she sent this one first, and I said, but this one was sparkly. But then she decided to have this one. Hi, Alex. Nice to see you. So I'm not like the Queen used to be, and she'd have 2 birthdays, didn't she? I don't have 2 birthdays. I have 2 birthday cards from the same person. So thank you, Kath, for those. Let's see if we can... Whoops. I don't know if we can get them all up here. Let's see. Let's put them up. Can you? I did wide angle. I didn't realise that was going to be the best anyway for the birthday cards. And this one is from my brother and my sister-in-law. Whoops. And then there's a funny thing. The classic rats was fun today in ride. Well done. Not the classic rats. Now, I nearly got it wrong too, Carl. It was the rug band, and I nearly wanted to call them the rug rats. And I do say the wrong thing sometimes. When I listen back to the broadcast, I think, oh, bonkers. But never mind. It is who I am. You know. So anyway, I was putting my birthday cards up, and I put this one up. And this one says, it's your birthday and the Queen of Unicorns would like to bestow the highest honour upon you. Thank you, Georgina. And it's a lovely birthday card from my sister. And I thought, well, that's funny. She gave me a birthday card the other day with a badge on it. And hang on. Wait a minute, let's see. And so this is the birthday card she sent me this year. It says... Birthday girl, as we get older, it is important to try to stay flexible. And it says on there, my age is my business. That's my badge. But I don't care. I'm 75, going to be 75. So we've got to be flexible about our age. Happy birthday. So this is the card my sister sent me this year. But somehow this one magicked itself onto the side. This is last year's birthday card for my sister. So look, I got 2 birthday cards here that I'm going to put up, even though this was when I was 74. And this one, how mysterious was that suddenly appeared on my side from, you know, I don't know. I think it's down to Bertie Bassett. I think he did it. It was Bertie. So let's see. Whoops. Let's see. Are they going to fold it? Oh, I think they're going to fold it. Oh, my goodness. I can't even put the birthday cards up properly. Oh, miserable face. Let's put one up there. I don't know if you can see it up there, can you? Right. Oh, Bethy, do you really want to join me in the video? Because I'm happy if you do. Just say hello, Debs. Debs is in the broadcast now. So, Beth, if you do want to come in, where's the emojis? Somebody's saying, where's the emojis? Wait. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Let's have a look. Right. So we've got Georgina's in here. Georgina's spoke. Where's the emojis? Debs is in. Whoops. So are you going to come in? Is that okay, Bethy? Because if you want to come in, I'm going to push the button now. If you want to come in, you can come in. If you don't want to come in, then I will reject. You can reject it. So I think I'm going to give it a whirl and see if Bethy will come in. Let's see. Let's see. Right, let's give it a go. Let's push the button and see. So, Bethy, let's approve. She's requested to join. So let's see. Let's send a request and let's see if she's in. See whether the magic of the live stream is working. I haven't done this for a long time. The guest, no, sorry, she obviously doesn't want to come in, and maybe that's not okay. Oh, not a problem, not a problem. But if anybody else wants to come in, then we can go with the magic of that. My other birthday card's going over here. Right. Now let's see if there. Some of them have fallen down. Never mind. Never mind. No, actually, let's put that one forward. That's this year's. Woo! That's this year's birthday card. I should have put a string up here to put them on, shouldn't I? But I didn't have a lot of time because I've been out. Hi, Ian. I've been out all day. So I got the taxi this morning down to... I got the taxi down. Now, this was a fun day. I'll tell you about what happened earlier in the week later. But let's go on today while I remember it. So I booked my taxi. All the things started down on the seafront and in Union Street at 10 o'clock this morning. I was not ready for going out at 10 o'clock. Thanks, Ian. 21 again. Yes, 21 and 21 and 21 and some. And I think that was the maths. 3 lots of 21 plus, isn't it? So there we go. Not 4 times 21 yet. Still got a way to go. So I've got another 9 years for that, I think, if the maths serves me well. I don't know. Oh, I have just noticed that I haven't got the wire in. Look, Ian's waving to me there on his emojis. I'm just going to plug you in, folks, because otherwise the battery will die. That's it, because I've been live streaming so much. There we go. So, oh, my goodness me. So this morning, let's just keep this going here. Thank you. Right, there we go. There we go. I'm doing the likes as we go along. So this morning I got the taxi down at 10:30. That's right. Hi, Anthony. And so I got the taxi to take me down to Union Street because the Royal Victoria Arcade, they have things in there every week, and if you watch me and watch me recently, you'll see me live streaming there. So last week they had a crafters market. The week before that they had a mixed market. I think today it was the antiques and collectibles, and I thought, right, I'll go there. Now this is so funny. Serendipitous things happen all the time. Hi, Tasha. And so, oh look, Tracy's put loads of emojis in there. I think Tracy's going for the most emojis award tonight, and I'm loving all those things. You've got more party poppers than I had. Well, I don't know. I've got some more in here, but I think most of them are duds. I think I put them in here because the strings have pulled off, so that's no good. I do have another snap. We can do another snap in a minute, a cracker snap. Let's put that off. I don't know. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to put the brightness down on my screen. Then it doesn't show so much on my glasses. Let's see. That's it. So if the brightness goes down there, it's not so reflective on my glasses. So fit as a fiddle, doing all the running around, doing live streams. Well, I did a bit of cheating today, actually, because oh, thank you, Tracy. No, that's Tracy. Oh, right, yes. Oh, look, she's put in so many. They're putting all the emojis. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Thanks, Alex. So I did cheat a bit. Instead of doing a lot of running along the seafront, I got on a shuttle bus and I live streamed through the window because it meant I didn't have to do so much walking. Because it's quite a lot of walking. So I didn't do that. So anyway, I went down in the taxi. Hi, Susan. Right. Ah, that's lovely. Susan, you do need to contact me. I left you a message in Messenger I told you last week I'd like to chat with you, and then I left you a message and you didn't reply, but I'll leave you another message and I just need to know about the bookcase, right? Okay. Sorry, that's just a private between me and Susan. So yes, let's try this again. Oh, Tasha's going bonkers. Tasha is putting so many. She's going for the award. She wants the award, the medal for the most emojis. All right, we'll see. So I don't think I'm going to get through this. Going to tell you what happened. So what happened. So as I say, I got the taxi and I was going to the Victoria Arcade where the antique museum was on, and I did wonder if you hadn't been very well, Susan. I thought you might not be, so I thought, well, I'll just see if you came into tonight's broadcast, and then that's okay. Tasha's beating Tracy. Tasha's beating her mum. She's got more emojis in. Dear, oh dear. If you put too many emojis in, it's going to make the comments go so fast I won't keep up. So went to the Victoria, and I was going to go in the Victoria Arcade, but because I was not quite organised when the taxi came, I had not got. When I'm live streaming, I take with me the tripod. I take a tripod. I take my big thing that I showed you that Tracy said just now. That where have I put it? This. Tracy said she liked the fact that I'd done my homework, because one of my jobs to do was renew this, because it was very, very tatty on the back of this, and I renewed it. But I had wanted to cut the letters out, and I didn't leave myself enough time, and I couldn't find the little letters, so I just wrote it on and put some gems on it. Just that this is what I put my phone in when I'm doing my live streaming on the tripod. When I'm doing the carnivals, my phone goes in here, and then it screws onto the tripod, and then so it's looking at this way, and then that's what other people see, and it just looks so tatty. All right, who's not getting a gold star? Alex is putting in loads of emojis now. Oh, I do feel like it's my birthday. Maybe that's because it is my birthday tomorrow. It's my great nephew's birthday today, so the family WhatsApp group has been filled up with birthday chit chat for my great nephew, one of my great nephews, who's 5 today. And I saw my grandchildren doing they were singing for him, but I expect they'll be singing for me tomorrow. Tasha's not getting one. Oh dear. Lots of gold stars coming in from Scotland, from Ian there. You could cut out some vinyl letters. Yes, I could, Heather. I didn't have time. I know I'll perhaps get my granddaughter to do it. If I take it with me, we can do it when I'm at my... So make the most of my granddaughters this week, because I'm with my daughter and her family this week, and then the first of the twins goes to uni next week, and then the second one goes 2 weeks later. So I need to make the most of while they're still around. She's sitting next to you. It's 2 of your cousins' birthdays today as well. Oh, well, let's happy birthday to your cousins as well. It obviously was a great day. It should not be my birthday today. I've been late all my life. I was 19. No, wait a minute. How long was I? Can you do the math? I should have been born on August the 15th, and I arrived on September the 8th. Was I 21 days? I can't remember. One of my children was late. No, 2 of my children. All my children were late. One was on time. Sorry. You enjoyed watching all the lives. Well done. It was a busy day, wasn't it? Yes, Heather's saying she's sure my granddaughter will help me. I'm sure she will as well. I'm celebrating tomorrow, Alex. I'm going to family. I'm on birthday shenanigans tomorrow on the train, I am sure. And just on the subject of trains, you know that I told you last week I'm getting £100 back from South Western Railway. Strangely enough, the cheque hasn't arrived yet. I asked for a cheque because they said they could pay it to my credit card, or my credit card, and they wanted all the numbers, and there was no way I was putting my numbers, you know, to people I didn't know. So I said, send me a cheque. Well, I don't know where the cheque's going. Maybe it's going via the Czech Republic or something like that, but it hasn't arrived here yet. But it will do, and if it doesn't, I should get onto them. And in the meantime, I have had Great Western agree another one. So the one that they've just agreed this week, and I think, I don't know if that's already been paid. I think they are refunding that straight. I think that's oh no, that was even that one wasn't easy. No, they're doing it by pay it. And I went on the system, did what I had to do, and there was an issue. So I did it again, and there was an issue. So I gave up at that point. It's not the wrong end of the month, where, you know, pension day was this just the other day. When it gets to the fourth week of the month, then I would be chasing these things, you know. Hopefully it will all work out. Anyway, so there we go. So where was I? I forgot. I go off on a tangent. Oh, by the way, look, I'm using my nice glass that I got. Look at this. I got these for having picnics out and about, and I've never used them for picnics. And you know what? It's new, and I couldn't get the sticker off. Just I pulled it, and I didn't get it all off, and I didn't have time to fiddle about. So I'm going to hide that. You wouldn't have known if I hadn't told you, would you? Cheers, everybody. So I think we were going back to was I going back to Union Street? Yes. So I arrived there this morning, and because I wasn't organised when the taxi came. Surprise, surprise. Does that surprise you? I don't think it does. When I go down, I take a tripod, and I also take I've got an umbrella. That it's an umbrella that it's if it's really hot, the camera closes down. So I've got a little camera that I can put, not a little camera, I've got a little umbrella it's got the silver inside, and it stops the camera getting hot in the sun, but it's also an umbrella that stops the rain as well. So I always take that with me now. And so I have these two things, and I put them into the back of Navy Nora, and I now use bungee straps to bungee them in. But the taxi driver arrived, and I hadn't bungeed them in. So I just put bangled them into the taxi, all the loose bits. So when I got to Union Street, the taxi driver put all the stuff out for me. So I sat on the bench in Union Street. Those of you who live on the Isle of Wight, you will know there's a bench halfway down Union Street. I love sitting on there because from that bench, you can look right down Union Street. If it's a fine day, you can see Portsmouth across the water. You can see the hovercrafts coming across. You can see the fast cat going. You can see the train coming up and down the pier. You can see the car ferries go across, and it's just wonderful, and I love it, and I never tire of that. So Ian's saying Ailey's sending me a big happy birthday and saying that the Virgin Mary was born on the 8th of September, as it says in the Bible. I did not know that. Thank you. Every day's a school day. You learn new things all the time, don't you? So, so I sat on this bench. I thought, right, let's get myself organised. I also was trying to put my my lovely live streaming certificate that Ventnor Carnival gave me. I was trying to secure that properly on Navy Nora, because I'm proud of these things that were given to me. So I've got the East Cowes Carnival one on the front of Navy Nora, and this one I was putting on the side, but I was struggling to do it. And while I was trying to do that and put my stuff away, Linda came up the road. Linda and her husband run the Little Carnaby shop in Ryde, and the Little Carnaby shop is next door to the Victoria Arcade. And so she sat down and had a chat. She helped me with the, and it was what Heather calls the zip ties. Last week we were discussing what they were called. We call them cable ties. So she helped me fix those on, and I thought, well, I better go and live stream in her shop. Why don't I? So I live streamed in her shop. Not only did I live stream in there, but hang on a minute, I don't know if I have the very item. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, what's in here? What's in? Oh no. Oh yes, not oh no. Right, so while I was live streaming in Little Carnaby of Ryde, and it's a retro shop, and it sells things like you would have seen in Carnaby Street all those years ago when, you know, I was a youngster, and many moons ago, and also all the stuff that Scooterist likes. She has a lot of items that the Scooterists would like, and of course we've just had Scooter Weekend. So Scooter Weekend was a bank holiday weekend where we have loads and loads of Scooterists come to the Isle of Wight, and on the Sunday they do a ride out, and I couldn't live stream the ride out because the signal was bad, so I videoed the ride out, and that's up online now. Ian saying he enjoyed the singing today, excellent. and you're watching the live streams. I'm glad you enjoyed watching the live streams. Tracy's putting happy birthday emojis and things in there, pictures and whatever they call what they call them, avatars, aren't they? Avatars, that's right. So whoops, hang on. Excellent. Right, I'm trying to keep up with the comments because I've got this phone in landscape. I don't see many of the comments, just a little bit at a time, but also they don't show many at a time on the laptop. So anyway, back to the Carnaby shop. Little Carnaby, little Carnaby of Ryde. So we went in there and I did a live stream, but as I went in, I saw this hat. So of course I had to put this hat on because I see a hat and it just wants to go on my head for some reason. So I put this hat on, live streamed around the shop. No, Lynn's not short for Elizabeth. Lynn's short. My full name is Marilyn. So Lynn is short for Marilyn. It was only ever Marilyn when Mum and Dad were cross with me and on official documents. Otherwise it's Lynn or Golivegranny, or I don't mind what you call me as long as it's not late for lunch. Anyway, so this hat, do you like this hat? Where did you get that hat? I've got another one with smileys on, but these were even more smiley than the other smiley hat. So I thought I was going to have this. So I did buy it in carton. So by the time I'd done all of that, of course, that had taken quite a lot of time, sitting on the bench, faffing about on the bench, and then going in the shop and live streaming. So then I wanted to go into the Victoria Arcade. I thought I'd better get on because otherwise I won't get down to the seafront. I had wanted to try and see the Boogie Woogie songbirds, but there just wasn't time to do everything. Well, it is a fun hat, isn't it? Just really fun hat. And, you know, people comment on my hats, you know, why fit in when you're born to stand out? Why not walk around with silly things on your head or fun things on your head? So that's what I did. So anyway, I'm now, time's now pressing on. I didn't get to see the Boogie Woogie songbirds, but I didn't mind because I've live streamed them a couple of times recently. And I thought it's better to do the things I can do in the time I can do them, and rather than make myself ill trying to run around trying to do too much like I always do. So as I was coming to the Victoria Arcade, it's a listed building and it's got steps, but because it's on Union Street, the steps aren't, because it's on a hill, the steps aren't level. They're not all the same size. At the right hand side there's more steps than at the left hand side because it slopes. So I always try to go up the left hand side. Hat of many faces, absolutely. So I wanted to go in the left hand side, but somebody was bending over dealing with a dog just where I wanted to go up the steps. So I thought, well, I can wait a long time, I can say excuse me. So I thought, I'll say excuse me. I said excuse me, and this guy stood up and he said, hello Lynn. And I did a double take and he had to remind me who he was. It's somebody, it was a contemporary of my children when we lived back in London. So I've been on the island 25 years. I'm not quite sure. This was Mark, a friend with my children. Sorry, I don't know if I said hello to Christopher before. I could see that he was watching. I don't know if I mentioned you, Christopher. Lovely to have you in the broadcast. So my children we used to go to a church called Kingsdown Methodist Church back in the day when I lived in London. And my boys were in the boys brigade, but the girls were allowed to join in and have band lessons, and they called them the KGB, the Kingsdown Girls and Boys, and very proud of what they all did and what they achieved. And you know, they performed for the Queen and they performed in the Royal Tournament and things like that. Very proud mummy moments there. Anyway, this was one of the contemporaries of my boys, and I hadn't seen him for ages. Now I knew he was on the Isle of Wight the other day because that boys brigade were doing their summer camp here on the island. I never got to see them because they were too busy, but I knew they were here, and I knew Mark had been here, but I didn't expect to see him here this week. Well, he's a car enthusiast, and it was a classic car show that he came to see. I could not believe it. I haven't seen him in years. He recognised me. I would not have recognised him. Now, isn't it serendipitous? If I hadn't sat on the bench and faffed about, then Linda wouldn't have seen me. Then I wouldn't have gone in that shop. Then I wouldn't have been there at that minute when Mark was bending down with his dog. So, you know, it's just, I love moments like that. So anyway, that was great. We did a selfie. I haven't got half the photographs up yet. I've got so many photographs to put up from weeks and weeks ago. I just don't have enough time. I take all these photographs, all these live streams, and then I don't really get them all up. And the thing is, with the live streams now on Facebook, I've got to get them down quickly because they're deleting them all, you know. So I only have a month, about 30 days, I think, before they delete them. So what I'm trying to do is download them and upload them to YouTube all the same day if I can, or at least try and do it the same week. Because otherwise I should forget which ones went up and which ones didn't. You know how much I get in the muddle just at the easiest things. So anyway, so I've forgotten where I was going with this one. So where was I going? I was going into the Victoria Arcade. So that's what I did. I live streamed quickly round the Victoria Arcade, and today it was all collectibles and antiques. It was very busy in there too, and I have not yet bought the gadget to go on my phone or on my Navy Nora's handle to put my phone and my mount on the handle. I'm going to try and address that this week. So, but then I've got two hands. I can live stream and push the trolley with two hands. Now, can you imagine? I'm holding the phone, not in the mount, so just a phone. I'm trying to push my walker with one hand, and then you get to things like the steps going out of the Victoria Arcade, and then that all gets a bit tricky too. So anyway. I managed, and people are very good and very helpful when they see me struggling. They do help. So I then finished in the Victoria Arcade, and then I decided I'd better get down to the Classic Car Show. But I said, oh, I've got to go to the Classic Car Museum. No, I wasn't going to a Classic Car Museum. I was going to a Classic Car Show and a bus museum, but I put the two together and said I was going to the Classic Car Museum. I wonder who will pull me up on that one. Somebody will. Hi, Darcy. Nice to see you in. And so it was great. So I went down along the seafront. Multi-talented, well, I don't know, they say multi-talented master of none, don't they? They say if you all these things and then you're a master of, I don't know, I can't remember the phrase I'm trying to think of. Where were you born, Lynn? I was born in Greenford in Middlesex. So when I was born, we lived in a little tiny two-bedroom house, a very small house in Greenford. I'm the second of four, and my sister is she's going to be, so I'm 75 tomorrow. She's 76 now. She's going to be 77 in November. And then there's me, and then there's my brother, and then there was another brother, but he's not with us anymore, sadly. So anyway, when my mum was expecting, no, when my mum had David, so that's the third one, they decided the house was not big enough. It was too tiny, and they pooled every bit of money they had, because they were not wealthy, my parents, but they managed to scrape as much money as they could get together just before the house prices ever started to move. So this would be 1953. Jack of all trades, master of none. Thank you, Tracy. That's what I was trying to think. Always have a prompt. That's wonderful. So it was David was born in 1953, and that, I think, is the year that we moved to Park Hill. So we lived in Downing Drive in Greenford, 15 Downing Drive, and then we moved to 19 Park Hill when David was baby. I think we moved in 53. Yes, I think so. Keep up the good work, Lynn. You're totally amazing for 75. But I feel pretty good now. I didn't feel pretty good at the end of 2022 when I was very ill. And through 23, I didn't feel so great because I was still recovering. And then, of course, I went on my weight loss journey and did all the looking after myself. So I do feel pretty good now. Hello, Sam. Nice to see you, from you and your best friend, Jackie. Hello. So we're doing a birthday party tonight because it's my birthday tomorrow, Sam. And it's Carol Ann's birthday tomorrow. And who else's birthday was it? There were lots of people. Oh, it's Tracy It's Tracy's cousin's birthdays, and there was somebody else who came in the broadcast. Somebody else mentioned another birthday, and I've forgotten it, and somebody will help me because you always do. So anyway, I went off down the seafront, and as I was going to the bottom of Union Street, I love all those little things that that Ian puts into the comments. I don't know where they come from. Are they gifts, whatever? And so as I got to the bottom of Union Street, that wonderful view I have across to Portsmouth, a hovercraft was coming. I never ever tire of this view. Hovercraft was coming, and a ferry was going across, and I just wanted a train to come up the pier at the same time, but it didn't. But it was just lovely. So then I got to the bottom of Union Street, and then I go and use the facilities. You know, this, I'm always telling you about disabled toilets. Well, these are the toilets I've told you about before, the ones that close at 5 o'clock. But it wasn't 5 o'clock. It was coming up to 12 o'clock lunchtime. And so the disabled key, radar key, worked in the disabled lock. So that was fine. Sorted that out. There was no queue. That was great. And then I decided I'd better hurry along to get to the classic car show. Otherwise, I might not get there all day. So I went along, and I was part way along. And then I saw a bus stop with a shuttle bus to go to the bus museum. What I had been going to do was go and film some video, live stream the classic cars, maybe go and see the singers, but I was getting a bit late for that. No, I could have got to see the singers, and then do all that. And it's a very long Esplanade ride. It's very, very long. If you see me doing live streams for Carnival Set, it's very long. So if you go along, you've then got to come back. And I wanted to go to the bus museum. I wanted to be at the bus museum for 2 o'clock this afternoon. But this was earlier, much earlier than that. It was sort of 12 o'clock-ish, between 12 and 12:30. That's right, about 12:30 it was. And I saw the bus stop for the shuttle bus that was going to the bus museum. I thought the bus stop was much further along, and that's where I thought I was heading. So I thought I'll live stream some of the cars, then get on the bus up there. So anyway, the bus stop was here. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get on the bus, and I'm going to go to the bus museum, and then I'll get on another bus and come back. I'll go and have a coffee at the bus museum, then I'll come back, and then I'll have to go back for 2 o'clock, you see. So this is what I was going to do. And I decided that I could live stream the classic cars while I was on the bus, because that was the easy way to do it. It tires me. I've got a travel day tomorrow, and I was on my feet all day, and I know my limitations now, and I don't try to push myself too hard. So I thought, you know, if I walk all the way along there, that's going to be a no-no. And then I've got to come here, then I've got to maybe queue for a bus, and then I've got to do. So anyway, I decided that there was no queue for the shuttle bus. It's the old-fashioned, but one of the old-fashioned open-top buses, and the step up is quite high, but because I was on the pavement, the step wasn't quite so high because I've got the bit of the pavement. So I thought if somebody can help me up with Navy Nora, getting on, because of course accessibility was not a thing back in 1956 when this bus was made that I was trying to get on. So anyway, I got into the bus, but I was downstairs. I was the only passenger downstairs because everybody was upstairs in the open top bit. And you know, that's the best place to live stream, but mobility issues mean I don't go on open top buses. I needed Tracy there. Tracy, you should have been with me, and then you could have live streamed from up the top. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I live stream, because nobody was in the lower part of the bus. I could put Navy Nora a little way in, but do you know what? Those buses were so narrow, Navy Nora wouldn't go. I wanted to push her to the front of the bus, you know, behind where the driver was sitting, because on this side there was a lovely big window and I could have live streamed through the window. But what I did, I couldn't get through with the trolley, and I didn't want to leave her unattended because she might take off. These buses don't have doors on them, remember? So if Navy Nora decided to make a run for it, then that would be a disaster, darling. So so I decided to sit. So in those old-fashioned buses, you've got the seats that face forward to the driver, you know, behind the driver's in the cab, and then you've got those seats that face that way, and then you've got seats that face inwards like this. So I sat on one of these. Navy Nora, it was only a very little gap. She only just fitted in there. So I had her, so I was holding on to her, trying to hold onto the camera and trying not to wobble too much. I don't have 3 hands. And it was all a bit tricky. But I did manage to live stream. And do you know what? We've had over 1,000 views to that live stream of my bus tour. So I didn't know where the bus was going. The bus went along, and those of you who know the island, it was going along to where the duck is, and then it went round that little roundabout, and I thought it was going to go up East Hill or West Hill Road, whichever one is the one that goes to the bus museum, and I forget which way round they are. I should know, shouldn't I, by the west and east, but I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was going to go up there, but no, it didn't. It went right round the roundabout. It came all the way back. It was like a magical mystery tour. It was wonderful because it took us all around the town. So it went, instead of going up there and round there and down to the bus museum, which is the way I walked the other day when I was going to the bus museum, and it's uphill and it was a hot day and it was very tiring, but it was quicker than going back to the bus station to get a bus round. So, but I wasn't up for walking it today. So it went round there, it went along the seafront, it went up Dover Street. For those of you who know where I'm talking about, it went up Dover Street, it went along Cross Street. It took me to nearly home. I came down there. So it went up and then it turned left down St John's, and it went all the way down St John's, and then it then it turned left. Oh no, wait a minute. We came round near the bus station, and then it went on another way. And I thought, where's it going? But it was just doing another loop around. So it was really lovely, except that just in that bit of St John's, the signal dies. So it completely died and the broadcast cut. So rather than sit and hope it was going to come back, I knew it wouldn't, because that area is very bad. The broadcast died, or I killed the broadcast, and then I went on video. So I was able to video coming down as we got to the bus museum, because that was a nice bit to have as well. So we got to the bus museum, and then I got off the bus. Oh, there was a lot of banter. With some of the volunteers at the bus museum. There's always banter. And I said I want to go back. I said, when is it time to go? When will the next bus go back? They said, oh, you should go on the blue band bus. Hi Richard, you should go on the blue band bus. There's a bus that had come to visit the Isle of Wight bus museum from the Oxford bus museum. So I thought, well, we need to mention this. And it wasn't a what do you call it, what do you call it, what did they call it, 1.5. Yes, so you have a double decker, you have a single decker. This was 1.5 decker. Tracy's saying one of her friends lives on St John's and can never get a signal in her house. No, it's terrible, absolutely terrible there. I did manage to see, I still had a signal as we went past the Co-op funeral parlour. Now, no, I'm not thinking of going to the funeral parlour. Well, am I or am I not? Not in that sense. Not as one of the guests that get looked after in there. That's not what I'm talking about. On Friday at the community cuppa coffee morning that we run for, that Jan set up and I help her run for, just for the community to come in and have cups of tea and just inclusion, just everybody's welcome. Helen, who's a friend of Jan's and now a friend of mine as well, she's just started a job in the funeral parlour. It was quite interesting listening to her talk about it. Who put the fun into funerals? I mean, you know, we were not being disrespectful, but there are some fun moments. So you're coming on the old buses in October when you and Tash do. I might do, Tracy. We'll see. Let's see. It depends. So I'll tell you what happened with me and going on, because I actually went to the bus museum, then I went back to the seafront and then did a little bit around the seafront, and then I went back to the bus museum in time for the rug band. So when I got off the bus and all this banter, maybe get yourself a walking stick for that day. I'll do something we'll work on something, Tracy. I'm sure there will be an option. I do have a much smaller walker that maybe that will work. I'll see. We'll think about it. So anyway, when I got off the bus, So was this the first bus or the second bus? I think it was here. No, it wasn't. That was the second time. They went and got a step because this bus had got quite a drop like that. And I said, when I go in my daughter's van, they find me a step. They put a step down, and one of the guys sitting there ran off. He went off around the corner, and he came back and he put a step there. But that actually, no, that's when I got on the bus. When I was getting on a bus. No, I can't remember. Anyway, when I came back on the bus the next time, they put. I said, oh, I was trying to get off, and I said, oh look, he put a step over there. So they went and got the step and bought it for me, and that they lifted Navy Nora off and then helped me down onto the step. So that was good. But this time the banter was, I said, well, I wanted a cup of coffee. They said, you need to go on the blue, the bus from the Oxford Bus Museum. It was called the Blue Band bus, and it was a 1.5 decker. So the front bit of the bus was a single deck, and then I went up into the back bit. Because when I did get on it, it was nearly full, and the only spaces were at the back. But I put Navy Nora in the boot, so that was all right. Otherwise, I never would have got on the bus. I couldn't have done it because it wouldn't go inside, and it was very full. And there was a dog, and the dog moved up so that I could sit in by a window, so I could live stream. So anyway, so they said, well, the blue bus is not going for about half an hour. So I said, oh, have I got time for a cup of coffee? So they said yes. So they said, but don't talk. I mean, that's like saying, stop the tide, isn't it? Telling me not to talk. They know me. So anyway, I said, look, can you let me know when the bus is, I'll keep an eye on the time for about half an hour, but will you let me know so that I don't miss it? So that's what happened. So I went and had my coffee. I did talk to lots of people, surprise, surprise, but I had my coffee, and then I managed to get back on the blue bus. I get on the blue bus, and that was lovely, and I met some lovely people on there. Oh, and while I was in the bus museum, I met two lovely ladies, and we chatted and we had selfies done, and one of them is connected to a museum. And was it a bus museum or was it just a museum? I think it might have been a bus museum. Coventry, that was it. And they were so lovely, and I said about I was going to go on the bus and this and that, and they were on the bus. So they obviously were going up to the bus museum as well. They hadn't they were in the bus museum. Sorry, I'm now getting myself confused. I met them on the seafront. There we are. That's it. I met them on the seafront and told them about the bus museum and the shuttle buses. And then they were at the bus museum. Yes. Yes, I think so. I thought, I'm so confused. I met so many people today. We won't worry too much about it. But actually, I want to bring a picture up. Oh, poo. I don't know if let's see. Hang on a minute. I want to show you a picture. I've just remembered something. Full saying, jack of all trades, master of none, though oftentimes better than master of one. I didn't know that. Now I'm trying to get on I want to show you something, because I have been given something, but I've only been given it virtually at the moment, and I want to show you now, because this is something wonderful that one of my community, one of the lovely people watching in, I think if he's still there, let's see if I can. Oh, because the kid is playing a game. Come on. Let's see. Sorry. Oh, it's this. I'll try and get that up in a minute. It's just having a funny 5 minutes. Right. Let's see. I've got to, because I want to see if I can show you something. I don't know if I can. I'll have to. I might. Oh, I don't know if I can show you. I'll try. Let's see. Otherwise, if not, I'm going to put a picture up. They're doing a great load of things at the bus museum nowadays. Brilliant for them. Absolutely, Tracy. And I've booked my ticket for the fashion show there that's coming up, and I've booked it, but I haven't paid for it yet. Coventry Transport. Oh, right. Richard's helping me there. Hang on. Coventry Transport Museum has a simulator for Thrust SSC, current holder of the land speed recorder for a car. Oh. You learn so many things, don't you? Hang on. Let's see if I can just find this picture. So let's see. Let's see if I can do this. I should have done it before. Wait a minute. Oh, hang on. Right. And Tracy, I don't need to be jealous of you and what you had recently, because you might guess what I'm going to show you. Something that you had recently. Well, but you ordered yours. I didn't order mine. Hang on. Let's see if I can get this up. Right, folks. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, I've got to try and turn the camera around. Woo. Hang on. Whoa. Hang on, folks. I've got to turn the camera around and then hang on. Let's put the tripod down a bit. Whoops. Now if I turn the camera around, let's see. I don't know. Can you see what I've got? Whoops. Can you see? Look. On the computer, I have got a garden trough. Christopher's made me a garden trough. Let's turn this back again. And then, oops, hang on. Sorry, folks. Oh, come on. Right, let's put you back there. And let's put the tripod up again. Ooh. Let's see. So on that garden trough, it says, "Happy 75th birthday, Lynn, Isle of Wight." And Christopher has been making these. Let's just put that round a bit. Did you see your cards up there, Richard? Look, Richard and Adrian sent me this card. Thank you. Whoops. And so the garden trough. So Christopher makes those garden troughs, and he's made so many of them. He told me the other day how many he's made, I'm in landscape. Yes, I'm only in landscape because I'm just on Facebook. I'm not on StreamYard anymore. On Facebook, I can go into landscape. If I do it through StreamYard, I couldn't. That was a silly issue. I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, yes. So Christopher has made a lot of these garden troughs, and he's given them to lots of people around. He's raising awareness and he's raising money for mental health charities, and so it's just been amazing. And then he's done one for me in my garden. Now my garden's going to have a big makeover soon, and I found somebody who's going to do some helping me to sort the garden out. And but it's going to take a while, but that will be lovely. I can find some plants to go in the bottom of that, and that will be gorgeous. In fact, I might plant some spring bulbs in pots along there. He was showing me the other day all the something he's got left to make. He's done fantastic. He's done so well, and he's off. I don't know if he's still in the broadcast. Are you there, Christopher? I know that he's got a very full-on day on the mainland tomorrow, and he's getting well recognised. Actually, I won't spoil the story because he probably wants to tell everybody the story. So I'm not going to say what he's up to tomorrow. But he is amazing, and he's done all this work to raise money and raise awareness of mental health charities. So he deserves a medal himself. And he has had lots of awards. He's had lots of community awards. Thank you, Tracy. So he has had lots of sorry. Oh, I better have another swig. Yes, he's had some community awards, and it's amazing. Busy Bees normally have sale for spring bulbs. Yes, they do. And actually, Busy Bees did you see, Richard? Busy Bees, which is talking about, is our garden centre. It's a garden centre, but it also has some amazing other things in it. I've live streamed in there. They have Christmas World and all sorts of things in there, and it's been taken over. But it looks like they're not going to change much at the moment. So let's hope. Or if they do, it'll only be in improvements. Let's have a look. So anyway, it's a wonderful place. See if you can invite him in. I can only invite him if he's watching, and I don't know how that worked, because when I went to invite Bethy in, I could see only two names. So I don't know how it works. He did tell me the other day not to put bulbs in the planters. They're too heavy. Oh, are they? Okay. Right. I need some instruction from him. So Ainsbury's had some daffodils for £3 the other day. Excellent. Richard said, yes, I did, but I've forgotten what I said that you did, Richard. Sorry. I've forgotten what I said. I'm, you know, my dad used to call me bird brain. It was very rude, wasn't it? I'm trying to change back to the Go Live Granny page there so I can see the comments over there as well. Oh dear, life's great if you don't weaken, isn't it? Let's have a look. So anyway, so I've had this wonderful time. So I went, as I say, I went to the bus museum, had some coffee, got on the blue bus and came back. And then and of course I came back and I got off at the second bus stop. Oh, yes, excellent, busy bees. So what happened the first time, I didn't realize that you could get, I only got on at the first bus stop. I didn't realize that there was a bus stop further. I wanted the first bus stop, you know, the first time. Second time I didn't get off at that one. I got off at the next one, so that I was near the classic cars. So I did some live streaming around the classic cars and then got another, but I could see there was a bus and I knew I hadn't got long to get back up to the bus museum for the rug band. I want to call them the rug rats, the rug band, the ukulele rug band. And you know, I've live streamed them, so that's all on the IsleofWight.live Facebook page. I'm on the Go Live Granny page here now. I try and put most of the stuff like that on the IsleofWight.live page, and then the in-betweeny stuff I put on the Go Live Granny page. Some of it's on both pages, you know, I share to both pages. What I actually need now is another phone, a second phone, because what I need is a second phone, and what I also need is a troop of live streamers. I decided today while I was sitting there, how could I be here doing this and they're doing that and they're doing that, and there was so much going on the island. I need a troop. I need to train up the youngsters. And so also I realized if I had a second phone while I was sitting live streaming the band, and they were amazing. If you haven't seen the rug band, you need to look at the live streams that I did earlier on the IsleofWight.live page. Go over there. They were amazing. They entertained us from 2 till about, it was about what was it, about quarter to 3. Then they said they were going to have a 20-minute break, because what they didn't want to be doing was performing when the 3 o'clock alert, the government alert went off. So I don't know how many of you, did you all get those alerts on your phone? I was so glad that I wasn't in the middle of live streaming when those alerts went off on the phone. So they avoided that, and then they came back and then they performed from 3 round to 4 o'clock. And then I wanted more, so I yelled out more. Then lots of people yelled out more, and we had an extra number. But they did a wonderful range of songs, and some of them so talented. They're playing ukuleles, and then some of them had kazoos, and then some of them had like a skiffle board thing. I don't know what you call them, all these things. There were so many instruments, and some of them are so talented. I mean, no, sorry, not some of them. They're all so talented. You know, you're expecting it to be a lot louder. Oh, right. So the comments are going too fast. Hang on. Whoops. Let's see. So Christopher's asking Tracy if she liked her garden top. I'm sure she did, and I liked mine. So wait a minute. Bird brain, actually a compliment, as ravens are similar in intelligence to higher primates. Crows also. Oh, thank you. Well, maybe I misunderstood my dad all those years ago. Sent article via message. I saw something come in on Messenger, but I didn't I couldn't see it from here for a minute. So let's have a look. Let's just see, where are we there? Okay, thank you. I'll look at that in a minute. Right. So yes, so Tracy's saying she was expecting it to be a lot louder. Do you mean the band? No, they were lovely, and I was quite near the speakers as well. You know, it was very pleasant, very, very pleasant. And so the only trouble, fortunately, I got there just before they started, and there was a seat right at the front. Now, the other day when I went for the sea girls' shanty band and the male voice choir. I came in, I was rushed, not because I was late. I was late, but I was late because I'd had to walk up that very long hill, and I just got there just in time. Oh, you meant the alarm? No, it wasn't very loud, was it? The alarm? That no. Tracy's saying that they're saving the trough for Kezzy's birthday, and then they're going to put it in the garden, in the Bumblebee Garden, which is was created in Kezzy's honour, as you know, as a memory, a wonderful memory of a beautiful little girl. All right, so yes, so the alarm, no, it wasn't, and funnily enough, somebody's alarm went off later. Well, when the alarm went off, it was still on my screen, and I wanted to clear the screen, so I was ready to start the live stream, and I couldn't clear it. It wouldn't go, all the messages, the government message. And so I switched my phone off and switched it on. When I switched it on, the alarm went on my phone again. So a bit later, when they were starting, and somebody's alarm went off over there, and they said, oh, that's a bit late. I said, oh, it's probably because perhaps their phone was off and they put it on, and then the alarm went on it. I don't know. Ravens and crows are intelligent was also referenced by J.R.R. Tolkien in The Hobbit. I've never read The Hobbit, never want to read it. I'm not a great reader, so I think it would be far too much. Richard's saying that's lovely. That's lovely, Tracy. And Christopher, I know you're in the broadcast. I don't know if you were in the broadcast when I showed the picture. I did show the picture of my trough. I promised you I would, Christopher, and I've just did that just now, but I don't know if you were watching. Alex is saying Shirley at the Bus Museum is wonderful. She is. I didn't see her today. I don't know whether she was there at all, but I didn't see her. But she's amazing, absolutely amazing. I did message her earlier in the day about something, and she was very quick to get back to me on that. But no, so anyway, so it was just an amazing day, and I ended up going. I stayed to the Bus Museum till the end then of the rug band, not rug band, and then of course I wanted to get home, and of course the Bus Museum is in that ridiculous. It would have been her 16th birthday on the 17th of September, so we're going to put some flowers in it. That's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Hi, Marjorie. Marjorie, Holly. There we go. Lovely. Ailey's, sorry, the comments are going so fast. No, they're only a little bit on the screen. I don't see much. I see more on there, but then they disappear off there as well. So Ailey's saying, following me doing the carnival streaming was very exciting. You like the frogs? Oh yes, the frogs were my friends. First, they took me home most nights. They did. They were marvelous. They gave me lifts, you know, and that's brilliant. I would do more live streaming on lots of other things. If people want me to live stream other things around the island, I'm more than happy to do it if people can arrange me transport. You know, it's when the transport's difficult or it's late at night, then I don't want to do it. Audio adaptation of The Hobbit was very good if you have Audible. I don't at the moment. Jack Canori featuring Bernard Cribbins amongst the authors. Excellent. Okie dokie. But I did make some purchases today. So I told you, I showed you my hat. Well, you know I like a good hat. I don't know if you saw the picture of me with the bus conductor's hat on the other day. I have had so many people comment on that hat picture. I do like a good hat. Hang on, wait a minute. Finley says he's just finished work. It was so quiet tonight. I saw Finley earlier in the day. Right, wait a minute. Hang on. Right. Audio. Oh, sorry. Amongst the others, authors. Wait a minute. Others, not authors. Amongst others. Sorry. Oh, you're getting me confused now, Richard. Sorry. So Sam can't wait to see Ellie Goldstein dance on the 27th. Is that when Strictly? I know that Sam is an absolute Strictly fan, and he can't wait for Strictly. So I'm looking forward to Strictly as well. You saw the hat. So oh yes, so the other hat. So you know I like hats. So where did I get that hat? Well, that hat that I bought today, I got in Little Carnaby in Ryde, and then I saw more hats. Oh no, not more hats. And hang on. I've lost one of my hats. No, it might turn up in a minute. No, it's not on there. Let's take these off. Let's put that up. So, look at this hat. This is my Slimming World Friendly hat. It's got cakes. I have cakes, but I don't have to eat them because they're on my head. Look. So I thought I would fancy that one. It's actually a bit big, that one, but never mind. So that one's got hats all over it. Lovely hats, look. But not a calorie in sight. And then I rather like this one because I'm a bit of a card. I thought I had to have this one. Can you see? Oh, right. So Christopher's saying that he will be donating another garden trough tomorrow morning to the community again. You will have to look at your Facebook page when he will update it tomorrow afternoon. Excellent. Righty-ho, that's wonderful. So I hope you have a lovely day. Heather's saying so cute. Do you mean this one? This one, look at it. I feel quite a card with this one. My birthday hat. So I got lots of birthday hats because I cheated a bit. Do you remember last week on my broadcast I said I was going to make a hat? Well, I have not had time to make a hat. I barely had time to redo the sign on my mount for my phone. So I cheated and I bought hats. Because it's my birthday, I decided I could buy some hats. And they were doing deal. If you bought two, they were a better deal than if you bought one. You know, your little boy would have been jealous of that bus conductor's hat. Righty-ho. Well, it was sitting on the side and I popped it on my head and then I popped it back where it belongs. So, you know, because it wasn't mine to take, but I could take a picture of it. So, yes, so these are lovely hats. And then this one, Pretty Flamingo, the song it reminds me of. Look, so this one. Now, this one has already been used as something other than a hat. And I don't know, can you guess what this was used for this afternoon? Somebody wanted a hat. And I said, oh, I've got some hats. How about this one? And this one was used earlier. Can you guess what it was used for? So Heather's saying they're also great. You think Ross King will be the first to be out. So this is, Sam's talking about Strictly. I have no idea much of even who's in Strictly this time because I've been too busy really to study it. And I probably don't know half the people in it anyway. And we'll see. So Ailey's liking my birthday hat. So what do you think this was used for this afternoon? Anybody guess? It was not used as a hat. It was used as something else this afternoon. And I said they could borrow it, but I needed it back. I was not letting it go. It was brand new. So yes, Ailey, Ian told us that just now. That's about the 8th of September. Anybody guess? Anybody guess? Yes, Heather, you're quite right. It was used to collect money because the rug band, they're supporting. They were singing. They give their services free to the bus museum, which then attracts a crowd who come in and then buy things in the shop or buy coffees and sandwiches and things like that and make donations. But they also had a collection. Two of the members of the band have Parkinson's disease. That's right, yes, it was Parkinson's. And so they did a collection for Parkinson's. And they said, anybody got a hat? And I said, oh, yes, I happen to just have a hat. So they used it to collect some money in. I didn't see how much went in there, but two people that I knew a long time ago, and I don't know whether she's in the broadcast, but people I haven't seen for a long time, and she went round and she collected the money in the hat and then gave it to the band. So I didn't actually see how much was in there, but she said there was quite a nice lot went in there. So I'm glad my hat was able to be used for more than one purpose. See, it's not just a hat, is it? It's not just, it can be all sorts of things. And they're reversible, because if I wanted to be boring, I could wear it this way out. They are supposed to be reversible, but who wants a boring black hat? Unless, of course, I use it for Halloween and put some pumpkins on it. Now, why have I got a pumpkin in my bag? Why have I got another pumpkin in my bag? I have a bag here of things to show you chat about, and I have pumpkins in my bag. Right now, this one's got a face on it, but I was displaying it on my side this way round because we have been. That's too boring. That hat like that. Well, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to put my Let's Party back on. Whoops, hang on. I'm running out of space. Oh no. Let's put my Let's Party back on. Whoops. There we go. So you know, I help with a community cuppa, which is a community coffee morning for anybody who can come along. Tracy, Christopher comes and joins us there sometimes, and lots of people from the community come in and chat and have coffee, free coffee. There is a donation pot if they want to, but we're getting it sponsored. You'll learn something new every day, no matter how old we get. Absolutely. So anyway, on Friday, Helen came in. Now I think I mentioned. Did I? I know I mentioned Helen in the broadcast earlier, didn't I? Because Helen works in the co-op funeral shop. Richard says that hat reminds you of one of the characters from the old Giles cartoons in newspapers in the 70s. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember one of those, but probably. So anyway, Helen came in and to chat to us, and she was telling us about her job in the funeral parlour, and it was quite interesting, you know. And she refers to people. To the people in the funeral place as her guests, and she looks after her guests, and it was quite interesting. But they've got 2 big glass windows there, and today, so she what she wants is an autumn display. So it's not Halloween, that's why I can't show that side. It's an autumn display, and she wants the people from the community cuppa, so that's people like me, to craft a beautiful window. Okay, and so just so happened that I have these lying around my flat as a starting point. So obviously pumpkins at autumn time, there'll be a lot of leaves and all sorts of things. I think maybe I need to knit a squirrel or something, I don't know, maybe. What do you reckon? And so I'm going to do some craft. I'm going to sort out some crafting for people in at the community cup of coffee morning to help with the crafting. And the idea was she does great craft stuff herself, but what she wanted to show how the community worked together, and that's why she wanted it as a community project. That reminds you, you need to grab a couple of pumpkins for carving next month. Okay, I'm glad I gave you a prompt to your memory. Sam says that he thinks his friend Jackie's got dementia. Oh, that okay. Let's pop those on there. Right. So you shared your first Halloween garden lights to the community page. Excellent. So did I miss any comments there? No, I think I've got all those. So I do have, yes. So we're going to do a display for the windows there, and she showed me a picture of the windows, but today, while I was on the bus, we went past the funeral place so I could have a good look at the windows and see exactly how they were. So while I was live streaming, I saw the windows. Right. Also, now, folks, nobody's asked me how I got on with my friend's cardigan. Do you remember this cardigan that I started a long, long time ago? Well, I decided that I better get it finished off this week. And I was trying to finish it for Friday because I see Jan on Friday at the community, or she picks me up, takes me to community cuppa, and I thought I really must finish it. So I had made it all, but it needed putting together. The shops are full of Halloween stuff. They certainly are. It needed putting together, and then it needed the band done. You know, the border. Well, should have been easy enough. And when I came to put it together. Now, I've knitted for over 50 years. No, 50. Yes, I've knitted for more than 50 years. Probably more like 60 years I've knitted. And it foxed me. It absolutely foxed me. Because all the cardigans I've ever made before, you knit the fronts, you knit the back, and then you knit the sleeves, and then you sew them together. This was not done like that. This was done the half the back and the bottom half of the cardigan was knitted all in one. So the lower part was knitted in one. So it's a big rectangle like this. And then you knitted a sleeve. Then you knitted this bit that came down here, but all in one, came down there, and then you went round there, and then you knitted this. So this bit was all in one. And so it was two. I just had two pieces, that big bit and this big bit, and I just could not fathom it. And I thought, well, I'm no quitter, right? One thing I don't ever do is quit, unless, well, can't remember. I try not to quit on anything. I was not going to let this fox me. I needed to get it done and get it to Jan. So I was going to ring my friend at the Isle of Wight, Helen, but she doesn't knit. She does crochet. But the person who helps her in the shop, Anne, she does knit. So, but I knew she wouldn't be there on Friday, so I couldn't go in on Friday and ask her because she doesn't work on Friday. So I thought, what can I do? I want to get on with it. I don't want to be fox. So what I did was I rang King Cole. They're the people who made the pattern, and I rang King Cole and said, I am stuck. And the lovely lady said, oh, hang on a minute, I've got a diagram. Now, why on earth they don't put a diagram on the pattern, I don't know. But it was a bit complicated because you've got an A and an A here, and they had to make it was quite complicated. When you do it, if you do it regularly, you probably know. I like your thoughts. I wish I had an octopus for crochet purposes. So it's just, you know, I with this, I'm glad. Now I still haven't finished it. I was trying to put it together at night, and I thought, no, I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to get up early and do it. So I did it. I did a lot of it, and then I had to find a circular needle. Now I'm not used to doing circular needles, but you have to use circular needles for this. When I mean circular needles, that's two needles that are joined together like this. And normally I have two straight needles for anybody who doesn't know knitting, and you knit from one needle to the other needle and then back again and turn it round and back again. But this had nearly 400 stitches on that. That's an awful lot, and it's not a very big needle, so it took me ages and ages. And you have to pick up stitches. You have to pick up the stitches you know, go around, and I had to pick up evenly 300 and something, and then I had to increase, and it was a nightmare, and it's slow. Anyway, I can't show you it finished because it's not finished, but it is on the way. So look, oh my goodness, I've dropped some stitches off. Oh no. Look, so it is all round on a round needle. So hopefully I will get it finished. I'm taking it with me, and I'm going to try and finish it this week, and then that will be that sorted. But I've dropped some stitches off, and that's going to be fun and games, isn't it? Where can I put that? Let's put it down there. So that was the knitting. I'm surprised nobody actually asked me about it. Ailey's saying in her next life she thinks she'd be an octopus so she could knit more. Yes, that's right, because we'd have more arms and we could knit a lot more, couldn't we? So I think, Marjorie, I think your thought, I wish I was an octopus for crochet. Oh, I see. Oh, sorry. Marjorie was answering Ailey when she was saying that. I was a little bit confused what you meant, but no, you mean with lots of arms. Thank you, Ailey. So now, one of the purchases I made this week in the charity shop, because I've managed to buy, you know, I have lost nearly 4 stone in weight. And of course, I'm having to buy new clothes. So that's, you know, I can't go out and buy, you know, I lost weight and bought some clothes, and then I've lost more weight, so I need to buy more clothes. And I'm now doing some stuff in charity. This was one of my charity shop bargains as well, so that was really good. Hi, Hazel. Thank you, Ailey. So I bought them. I don't know if it's in the bag here. Oh yes, I bought this. Now I haven't even tried this on, but it was £1. This nice top was £1. It originally was £3. No, I don't know what it was originally, but it was in the charity shop at £3. and then it had a £1 on the sale rail, and I thought, you know what, I can't even be bothered to try it on. Not for £1, not for £1. If it doesn't fit it, I can donate it back again. And I thought, well, I rather like that. I think that's rather nice. I don't know how it's got detail on. I don't know if you can see the detail on there. Some square shapes, but that was very nice. So I was well pleased with that. But while I was in the shop, I thought, I saw this. Now, don't forget, I travel backwards and forwards. We're coming into the cooler part of the year. Now, I didn't even try this on. I don't know whether you're allowed to try them on or not, but I bought myself a thermal T-shirt. So when I'm on those cold stations, when I've missed my trains, you like the pattern. Oh, you saw the pattern. So when I miss my trains, I can have a nice thermal T-shirt on and keeping me warm for those journeys when, you know, I have shenanigans in the cold. So it might fit, it might not. It was $2.99. I thought I'd take the risk, and if not, it will do another member of the family. So that was that. Now I have got in the bus museum today. I wanted to buy my earlier in the day I wanted to get some cash out of the cash machine. So there was a lady at the cash machine outside Sainsbury's, and so I waited. Let's turn that around a bit. Whoops, that light. Sorry, got the light on my glasses again. Layers are important. They do. Layers are very important. Grab a bargain when you can. Every penny goes to a good charity. Absolutely. So yes, and that was in Bev, who I saw today. She works in the Salvation Army charity shop, and it was in there. Bev wasn't serving in there at the time, but I saw it. I thought, and you know what? I'm going to try that and see if it fits. And then they had some leggings as well, and I thought I could, you know, thermal leggings, and I thought they could even go go under another pair of trousers when it's really cold. So I thought that was very important. So while I was in the bus museum today, I wanted a cup of coffee. No, sorry, went to the cash machine. Yes, because this is relevant. Went to the cash machine, and there was a lady in front of me, and she put her card in, and she'd done her transaction, and she'd done that, and the card came out, and no money came out. And I thought, right, I'm not going to use that cash machine, because I don't like a cash machine that you know, takes your details, then says it's going to give you money and doesn't. So I decided not to get cash out of that machine, because obviously it wasn't giving any cash. So I thought, I'll go down. As I'm going down to the bottom of Union Street, there's a cash machine in the station. Get to the cash machine in the station. Sorry, this machine is not working. So I had no cash on me. And at the bus museum, I wanted a cup of coffee, and they're not high street prices. They're, you know, I think it was £2 for a cup of coffee, whereas you pay twice that in the high street or whatever. So I thought, I don't like, last time I did that, but I made them charge me more because it's not worth putting it through a card machine. So I thought, well, if I'm going to tell them to charge me more, I might as well buy something. So I did buy something. Look, I bought a colouring book. It's a double-decker playbus colouring book. Look, there we go. So I can either do some colouring of buses myself, or I can give it to the grandchildren. And that's what I might do. I don't know. I might colour it myself. It's very mindful to do colouring, isn't it? What do you reckon? Lots of different buses in here. Vests will keep me warm. You remember you used to use the Union Jack leggings. I did. That's funny. Ailey's remembering the Union Jack leggings that I was given by one of the members of the community. Hang on. You can't see. Oh, that's it. I don't think this is high enough. Wait a minute. Hang on. That's it. Let's go up a bit. Is that all right? That's better. So Ailey's referring to when I had adult cooking is a great way to. Alex, sorry, I read that as adult cooking, adult colouring. It is. It's very mindful, isn't it? That sort of thing. So what was it? I've lost what I was saying just before that. Oh, about Alien leggings. Yes. So in the year of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, so whatever year was that, somebody will tell me, I'm sure, because I can't remember. I wanted to wear platinum, I wanted to wear Union Jack stuff, and I had got a little wish list, and one of the members of the community bought me leggings from the wish list, only when they came they didn't fit, because of course I was a lot bigger than you know, it was very difficult to tell what size they were. So anyway, I didn't want to waste this wonderful gift I had, so instead of wearing some leggings, Ailey's reminding us, I wore them as a scarf. And you know, nobody knew it was a scarf unless I pulled them off and showed them. It was leggings. It made a wonderful Union Jack scarf. I've still got them, but you know what? They fit me now. Now I've lost weight, I can get into those leggings. So I could wear them as leggings, but they made a wonderful scarf. That's it. You've got to keep your mind sharp, haven't you, Heather? Excellent. 2022. Tracy's coming up with the answer again. Well done, Tracy. Shows you're still awake, Tracy. Excellent. Yes, Ailey's glad I remembered about that. Yes. So anyway, so I've been doing some charity shop. So wait a minute, what day was it? Oh yes, it was Friday, and I had been to the community cuppa, and what I wanted to do was go and buy a ticket for the fashion show at the Bus Museum. Now, to do that, I come out of the NatWest building and the old NatWest building, and then I would go left down Union Street, where you know, I was earlier today, and go down to Bellissima there. But I didn't go there first. I went right. I went right because over to right, and then there's Isle of Wool across there. And you know, it's like a magnet to me. Isle of Wool is a magnet. It pulls me in. I think she's got a magnet that pulls me in towards her shop. So I didn't actually buy anything in Isle of Wool today, but I always on Friday. But I always go and see her. And then I wanted to go to Iceland and do a shop. And oh, the shenanigans! The shenanigans! I've just remembered I had shenanigans at Iceland and all that. So I went to Isle of Wight, but as I say, I didn't buy anything. And then I have to walk up the hill to Iceland. So I thought I'll go up to Iceland. I'll do my shopping. I'll get the shopping delivered home, because you can do that if you spend a certain amount in the shop. They'll deliver it home. I'll do that. And then I'll go back down, and I'll go down to Union Street and get my ticket. Well, that never happened. I had to ring up. I never got down Union Street. Hi, Dawn's coming in there as well. Nice to see you in the broadcast. So it's going to run off quickly, and make yourself a cuppa. May I be excused? Yes, you may be excused, as long as you make me a cup of coffee while you're there. Actually, I've got a bit of coffee in a cup here, and I don't mind it cold. You may be excused. I'm putting the timer on now, Tracy. Tick, 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 tick. Anyway, so as this was the plan. So I was going to go up to Iceland and then go back down and then go home. I didn't really want to spend too long in town. Ha ha, she says, because I got lots of things I wanted to do before I go to my daughter's, and they're not things that can't. They're things that can wait till I come back. But I wanted to do some things. You know, that's what I thought. So I came out of Isle of Wool, and I went a little bit up the road, and I went into the Friends of the Animals shop. And I've not done much shopping in there before. I think I've looked briefly, but never seen anything. Well, oh my goodness, they had a craft section. Now, if any of you know anything about me, you know I've got more crafts than I will ever manage to craft with. There's some bits of craft stuff here, lots of craft magazines here. I've got craft wool all over there. I've got a craft room full of stuff. I've got drawers here and drawers here, all full of craft stuff. But you can never have too much craft stuff. I'm sure Heather will agree with me, because Heather is one of my crafty friends that we've met online through crafting. And Heather, did you see that the company that we used to be connected to, they were doing, I think they were doing weekend broadcasts, weren't they? And I think one of the reasons we got cross with them because they stopped doing it. Anyway, that's an aside to Heather. So anyway, I went into this shop, and oh my goodness. So I went in there. I don't know which ones came from which shop, so I'll tell you what happened. I can tell some of the things, because I went into the Friends of the Animals and spent, I don't know, some money. Then I went next door into the British Heart Foundation, and I've never usually bought anything there before, and they had some craft stuff in there. And then I went a little bit further up, and there was the Works, and they have craft stuff in there. And by the time I'd done those 3 shops, I'd spent quite a bit. But don't forget, I'd spent it. Each item was very reasonable in price. It's just that I bought a lot of them. Oh no, you can never have too many craft supplies. Absolutely never. So in one of the shops, now I thought in here I've got a lot of Jean Greenhow patterns. Jean Greenhow makes the most gorgeous or she did, she's not with us anymore, but she'd make things like this, you know, lots of lovely knitted toys, all sorts. And I thought I had every book, every pamphlet that she had made. And then I saw this one, and I did not remember having this one in my collection. Well, bearing in mind this was 50p, I thought if I have got it in my collection, I can gift it to somebody else for 50p. But I haven't got it in my collection. I've looked and I haven't. So it's Jean Greenhouse Snowtime Friends, Cuddly Snowmen, Snowballs, Sledge and Novelties. Look, so look, that's what you can never have too many balls of wool either. Absolutely, Marjorie. And if you could see where I'm sitting now, in my, so this is a little, there's a radiator behind here, which is why I like sitting here in the winter. So it's a nice little warm, cozy bit. Then here I've got my kitchen. So it's all in one, this room. And then I've got bookcases there. I've got sofas over there. So I've got the kitchen this side and the lounge bit over there. And I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Kallax units along. And I've got them from the ceiling on that side to the floor. And then on that, over the other side, I have a slopey roof. But below that, I've got Kallax units 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 5, 6, 7 along and 4 down. And most of those are full of wool. Oh my goodness. We'd like to have our books. Do you mean these books? Do you mean these books, or do you mean my books? Sorry, Susan, I don't know what you mean. Let me know. You can certainly have the bookcase if you want it, but we need to talk about when you're going to get it, if that's what you want. Sorry, that's my little aside to Susan again. Right. So yes, so this is rather lovely, and I thought, look, I mean, isn't he lovely? Look, what a lovely snowman he is. Her toys are so gorgeous. Some of them big and some of them little. Look at this. Now look. Now you can see why I didn't mind spending 50p on this pattern, can't you? Look at all those lovely things. And sometimes I take her patterns and I might just take a little bit out of one of the patterns. So maybe just a little something like that, rather than, I don't knit always the whole lot. But they're just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Look at those snowballs going down on a sledge. The Jean Greenhow books, yes. You want the bookcase, okay. So I do have 1 or 2 that I've got twice in the Jean Greenhow book, so maybe we could talk about that as well, Susan, at some stage. But you can definitely have the bookcase. What I was trying to get hold of you the other day for, Susan, is my new bookcase has come and I can't put it together until I get rid of the one that you're having. So if you message me later, we can work out when it's going to go. All right, it's not urgent this week, but when I get back, I want to put the other bookcase together that I'm replacing it with, and I can't do that because I don't have enough space unless the first one's gone. Okie dokie. So, I must, before I tell you what I bought in the charity shops, I don't know how many of you saw, I put this in my bag to remind me of that funny that happened. So, you know, as you know, it's my birthday tomorrow. And some cards have come in the post, and I got a lovely gift in the post from one of my friends as well. And then there was a knock on the door, and there was another parcel, and I thought, oh, I'm not expecting anything I've ordered, so I wonder if this is a birthday present. So I opened it up all excited, and it was my medication. My medication usually comes personally, by somebody just delivers it to me from the chemist, but it came in the post, making me so excited. And it was my tablets. Dear, oh dear. Never mind, I thought it would make you laugh. So let's see, let's delve into the bag. So look, this is an embossing folder. And you crafters will know what you do with this. So what you do is, so what you do is you open it up like this. You put your card in there, or your thin card, and you close it and you put it through an embossing machine, and it raises the card up. It puts that pattern on the card, you know, so it raises it up. So that I thought, oh, that's a nice one. I haven't got that one, and that was 50p. So, you know, a pretty good, but any of you crafters will know 50p for an embossing folder is quite good. Whoops. So let's see. That's an empty bag. I don't know. Oh, I think something was, what was that? Oh, yes, there were some lovely sheets of paper and card. Oh, that's it. That's it. Look. Some lovely shiny card. Not that I haven't got a lot of shiny card already, but I didn't have this. I tell you what sold it to me. That was on the outside. That was on the outside, and I thought, what a beauty. That's paper. That's card. And that's card. And look at that lovely one. Whoops. Sorry, it's got the light shining on it. And what else have we got here? Whoops. And another one like that. That's right, you would have bought that embossing folder too, yes. You see what else I've got in a minute, Sue. One day you'll have to come and do some crafting here. You like this paper. Look. So look. And that one. You know I do like a good bit of sparkle. Don't you? You can never have too much sparkle. And of course the card that Kath sent, one of the cards that Kath sent me says, happy birthday to someone who leaves a little bit of sparkle wherever she goes. I do. I end up with spreading glitter and all sorts wherever I go. Usually it's actually wool. I usually leave a lot of wool whenever I've been knitting anywhere. There's always a little telltale sign of some wool. There we go. And that one. So that lot, all of that was £1. So I think you crafters will know that was a bargain. Absolutely. Whoops, I'm running out of space now. Let's just push my drink and my party poppers, non-party poppers, my empty party poppers. And this one, that says it's £3, but I don't think it was £3, that one. I think it was less. So this is an embossing folder and stamps. Stamps there, and embossing folder there. I don't think that was £3. I think it was less. Is that something else there? I can't read it, but I don't think it was £3. Anyway, even if it was, that's okay. And then look, another 80p. 80p for this one. Christmas is coming. Look. So some nice baubles there. Absolutely a bargain. Yeah, look. So baubles, and there's baubles, and there's some little stamps along. So these are all stamps, sentiments along there. And then this was a little packet of tags, banners, and labels. And this one, the original price on this was £1.99. Oh, some of them have flipped themselves over, but there's lots in there. Can you see? There's the white ones. They obviously they flip the wrong way over. But look, it says birthday greetings just to say, and all sorts of, and they're shiny as well. Look. So there's quite a lot there. Look, there's white. They're not white. The other side, they won't be white. They just flip themselves in the bag. Hands. This was 50p. Look. All those beautiful flowers. I've got you a card and a little something, says Tracy. So we need to meet up when you're back, but sorry, it will. I don't mind. It makes my birthday elastic. My birthday started on Friday, right? Because I got something in the post from one of my friends, and she said, don't open it. And then she said I could. And I'll show you. I think it's in the bag here. I will show you what I got. So, and then cards arrived on Saturday, and so it's elastic birthday. I don't mind. Make it last a long time. has not been out your way this week to deliver. It doesn't matter. Well, it's a good excuse for coffee, isn't it? We don't need an excuse, but we'll make an excuse for coffee. Absolutely. I shall look forward to that. So then, actually, they're coming out in not the order I wanted to, because there's so many things in the bag. But I told you I went in the works. Now, Halloween is coming. Heather celebrates her birthday the entire month of November. Oh, so what date in November are you, Heather? What date is your birthday, Heather? So I have a thing about ducks. I've got ducks in my bathroom. Somebody once gave me a lovely purple glittery duck. And I don't know whether this goes back to the time when I used to sell Usborne books. And if any of you know Usborne books, the 7th, okay. I was wondering whether it was the 24th. I've got two of my son and my sister have a birthday on the 24th. I wonder if you were going to match with them, but obviously you're the other end of the month. Oh, Susan's saying when we meet up, Tracy, she might come and join us. Yes, we could have a birthday party next week. That's it. Let's make it a party. Let's see if we can find the party poppers by then too, rather than the empty party poppers that I found, or the ones that didn't. They're the party poppers that weren't empty, but the strings had pulled out of them. I think this was a dud lot, because I think that's what happened to all of these. Not good. Anyway, so I used to sell Usborne books, and in some of the the ones for the very young children, they had a little duck on every page to find. So Marjorie, when's your birthday? When in October? I have a son in October and a grandson in October. Let's see if you match any of their dates. So anyway, I thought to go with my so I've got a lovely big purple sparkly duck. I've got a little yellow duck. When I was at the you're celebrating your birthday as soon as the shops get the Halloween stuff out. If you're allowed to put stuff in shops early, whoops, I can celebrate early and keep going. Absolutely. So you celebrate your birthday as soon as the shops get. All right. Okay. So when is your birthday, Tracy? Is your birthday Halloween? Oh, is your birthday on Halloween? I can't remember. Just have to tell me. So Marjorie's is the 20th of October. No, you don't match. So I've got one on the 15th, and I have got a Halloween grandchild on the 31st. So anyway, so the ducks. I picked up a duck. I've got a duck over there, but I'm not going to go and get it because I'm too tired to go over there, and I'll knock you over on the way by. Not intentionally. And so I got one at the Business Expo. I got a little duck that was advertising somebody's business. And then I saw some Halloween ducks. Look, Halloween ducks. I thought I have to have Halloween ducks now. Because I'm like a little girl. So, oh, that's right, Tracy. As you said it, I was thinking that's right. Okay. Well, maybe if you're a Halloween birthday, you need one of my little broomsticks. Look at these. These are such fun. Such fun. Look, let me get them out. And I bought several of these. Several packs of these. Oh, look, I know the answer. Look. Those reversible, whoops, hang on. Those reversible hats, look. They just need lots of broomsticks on them. Maybe broomsticks hanging down like the Australians have corks. Maybe I'll have broomsticks on my hat. What do you reckon? A great month to be born. There we are. Look, what do you think? Aren't these absolutely gorgeous? I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. Then I thought of hats. You've got a broomstick. It's parked in the shed at the moment. Is it a motorized broomstick? But there we are. Look, I've got broomstick. I have got some bigger broomsticks, and I remember once I bought one, because I always have these fun things around. And when my 15-year-old granddaughter was about 5 or 6, she got hold of this broomstick, and she was sort of riding on it across the room, and it looked so funny. You actually, it looked it just made me laugh the way she was doing it. It's funnier to me than if I try and explain it. Right, there you go, double duty hat, absolutely. Yeah, so that's good, isn't it? We've got multi-purpose hat. So yes, I think the broomsticks are going to come in quite, for quite a few things. So I liked them so much. That was £1.50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little broomsticks. So I thought that was very good. And I went, after I'd done all this shopping, so I'm showing you what's here. So I did all this shopping, and then I needed a facility. And that bit of ride doesn't have a facility. How do we get to toilet talk again? We always do, don't we? So I thought, right, I won't go to Iceland first. I'll go to the Star Inn and Star Coffee and Ale House, and I will have some coffee and I will use the facility, and then I will be comfortable again. So that's what I was going to do. That's right. So that's what I did. Let me tell you this story, then I'll come back to showing you what's in the basket. So bearing in mind, I didn't want to be in town long, and Jan was going to give me a lift home. I have been in the works again. Yes, Tracy, I have been in the works. You guessed it. So 2 charity shops and the works. And they were almost all next to each other. So I'd gone from this bit to this bit and spent quite a bit. But don't forget, it was all very, each one was a bargain. You've been in, yes, I have been, that's it. So, I'll show you more in the basket, in the bag in a minute. But, let's have these on again, because those hats are making me hot. Great when it's cold, but it's making me hot. So let's put the hats back up there. So I went to the Star Inn, and I love them in there. They're such nice people. And Tracy knows I was in there because I sent her a picture of my food and said, guess where I am? Because one day Tracy and I went in, we went in there, and Tasha was with us, I think, wasn't she? You're sorry, Lynn, you will be there for hours trying to pick your wool up with. No, that's your penance. I don't know what you're doing penance for. You don't need penance, you need some rewards. Otherwise, can you imagine trying to sweep my wool up with this? We won't get it. Oh, you make me laugh, Tracy. That's so funny. Anyway, so the shenanigans I had on Friday. So I went to the store. I ordered my coffee, but I said I'll come. Oh no, I said I'll come back for coffee in a minute. I must go and use the loo. Used the loo. Came back for coffee. Had a lovely chat. That was Lisa. Yes, Lisa. Robin and Leslie run the pub, but they were not. Well, Leslie was in the kitchen, so she made me a beautiful lunch, and then so I'd done that, and I decided then I was going to go and do my Iceland shopping. There's nothing quite like a charity shop trip. You're quite right, Margaret. There's nothing like it. It was amazing. And sometimes I don't get much in charity. I tend not to. In the past, I tend not to buy clothes in there because I was a much bigger size and I never found the right thing. I think I didn't like clothes shopping when I was bigger anyway. And now, of course, so I'm almost at the 4 stone mark. This coming week, last year, I got my 3 stone award. So I'm almost at 4 stone, and it's going a bit like this at the minute. And it's birthday week, so it might go. Who knows? Anyway, even if I have birthday cake, which will have to be gluten-free, I'm not going to put 4 stone back on in 1 week. So I went, so I was going to go to Iceland, right? So those of you who've watched me any length of time know that I love my top cashback, and I use my cashback code. Oh, and I've recruited another person this week, and she's looking forward to getting her bonus through my link. And of course, we both get a bonus. She gets a bonus, I get a bonus. I can then buy more silly things to entertain you when I get these bonus payments. Not a lot, it's a bit, and it all helps. So I knew that I had got a £20 Iceland gift card you know, that I'd ordered the other day with top cashback. Every now and again they give you a bonus day, and if you spend a certain amount, you know, so it might be £5 or £10, then you get you get a £5 bonus or a £10 bonus. And this was on one of those £5 bonus days, but I wasn't going shopping that day. So what I did, I bought a gift card for Iceland. So I qualified for my £5 bonus, and I got the cash back on the gift card, and then the gift card was sitting there waiting. Yes, but don't forget you're weighing in on Friday morning this week, so that it will be better. Yes, you're quite right, Tracy. I'm going to weigh in the morning at my daughter's Slimming World group rather than in the evening at my group here. And of course, you are lighter in the morning than you are in the evening, and sometimes it varies by quite a bit. So yes, so it might work. It might still not work, Tracy. I don't know, because I did put on last week, but hey ho, doesn't matter. I'm feeling pretty much healthier, obviously, because I've lost nearly 4 stone. So anyway, but of course it's costing me a fortune, because losing weight, that's not the bit that's costing me the fortune, and the Slimming World bit's not costing me a fortune. It's the fact that I've got to buy all new clothes, including the underwear as well, everything. And so that's why charity shopping is good. And I have found, I mean, this is lovely. I don't know whether this was £1 or £3. This one, look, I decided that I was going to bling up for my birthday, and this is actually not a necklace. This is my out of my Christmas goodie box. But who cares? It doesn't matter, does it? Oh, I haven't got any earrings on today. Oh, I forgot. So I knew I got £20 gift card. You've done some amazing, so amazing. You can, whoops, hang on, that went too fast. You can. Tracy's saying you've done amazing, so you can have the odd week of a few treats. Absolutely. And get back on plan. You know, there's days when I'm really good, and then days when I'm not quite so good, and it doesn't matter. And that's the whole thing It really it doesn't matter. It's you know, you can do what you want to do, and I'm never going to go back and put it all on, because that happened years ago. And then I did put it all on, and life got stressful. But you know what? I've now got it as it's part of my life. The way I eat and all that, it's now part of the way I want to live, you know. And I'm enjoying it too much. I'm enjoying my food, and I'm never going hungry. If you see I do like my food. So you'll see my portion sizes are not tiny. When I put my pictures up, they're not tiny, but it's good. It's the combinations of food you have, and I am so pleased. But not quite so pleased. It's nice to buy new clothes, but if I buy them all new, then that's going to cost me a fortune, and then I wouldn't be able to do all the other fun things I do. So I'm now looking at charity shops, and I've had quite a few lovely little bargains recently, as some of you have seen. So anyway, so I have my £20 gift card. So I went to so I thought I better. So I knew I'd got the £20 gift card, and I thought, how much am I going to spend? I don't want to spend a lot because I'm going away. I don't want to. Some of the stuff that I put in the fridge, like yogurts and things, they will last until I get back, because that's if I get back at the end of the week. I once went to my son for 5 days and ended up staying 3 months, but that's because we hit COVID and I got locked down for 3 months. So my yogurts might have gone off, but I'm taking a risk that we're not going to have a lockdown, and that I'm not going to get back. As long as you're happy and you like the way you're not going to put 4 stone back. That's absolutely. I can have treats. And you know what? When I have a treat, I find that I like it it's even more special if you don't keep having treats. I know my brother took me out the other day. When did he take me out? Was it on Friday? No, not this Friday, was it? No, it was the previous Friday. Yes, it wasn't this Friday, because this Friday I was doing this shopping. So it was the previous Friday he took me out, I think, wasn't it? Oh, time flies. And, on that occasion, I was going to be so good Yes, Lynn will be live streaming when she's celebrating her 100th birthday. Let's hope so. That means I've got quite a few years in me. I never know. Every day is a bonus. I've hit my 70 years and 10, which used to be, you know, what they say, didn't it? So every day I wake up, I'm very grateful that I'm still here. Birthday roses for a very special. Thank you, Ian. That's really nice. So I do hope that people will be helping me live stream around the Isle of Wight by the time I'm 100. And you know what? That's what I was going to say earlier. One of my birthday wishes is to start recruiting some youngsters, to get youngsters live streaming and showing them how easy it is and doing what I do. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I think, you know, with the community, lots of people joining in and sharing what I do. So anyway, the shenanigans at Iceland. Now, some of you know I had shenanigans in Iceland once before when I collapsed on the floor and nobody saw me there. And I didn't hurt myself. I just ended up on the floor and couldn't get up off the floor. And I was okay. You know, did no damage, but Iceland seems to be a bit of one of my shenanigan places. That's when I'm not on the railway. Heaven only knows what would happen if there was an Iceland at the railway station as well, because that would be double disaster. Anyway, so so there I am. I think, right. I thought I may spend a bit more than the £20 that was on that gift card, so I was going to buy another gift card because I get, you know, extra. Also, I didn't mind because normally I do my Iceland shopping on a Tuesday. Because I get 10% bonus on the. Even when she passes, she will be live streaming from the coffin. Oh, Tracy, you make me laugh, and it's probably true. Ha! You thought I was dead? No, I'm not. I'm still live streaming. Oh dear, oh dear. You have been a good part in your life for the past 5 years. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying, you know, what we do. Life is about having fun, Ian. And if you can't have fun, I mean, don't get me wrong. I haven't always been this fun. I've had some pretty awful times in my life, but life is what you make it. And if you can come out and actually make, you know, have some fun, and you know, when I'm having fun, I know that you're having fun. It's a two-way process. So I just, you know, I try not to do doom and gloom if I can help it. It's something I've had to learn over the years because, you know, I have had some gruesome time. Well, not gruesome. I don't think that's the right word, but some pretty dark times, bad times. But, you know, they're behind me now. That's part of who I am. That's part of maybe who I am. But now let's park all that. Yes, there's the memories, but I don't dwell on the bad bits. I go to the lovely memories of all the lovely things of my dad and my mum and all the great times we had. So, you know, and if I can help you to have a little bit of a laugh, that's good. You may have done damage to yourself, but what about all? May not have done damage to yourself, but what about all the tins you knocked all over the floor? Tracy, that's not true. There were hardly any tins. So Tracy knows what happened. I came over a bit faint. I think it was one of those days when I hadn't had enough sleep. I hadn't had my lunch, and it was late in the afternoon. It was a bit daft, and I came over a bit lightheaded in. Oh, I think also I'd got my new glasses. I think this was part to do with it. These are varifocals, and with varifocals, you have to be careful because if you it can if you move your eyes quickly up and down, it can skew what you're looking at. And I think that's partly what happened because they was new to them. Because I know sometimes if I look up and down quickly, it doesn't. My eyes don't adjust quickly. So I came over a bit lightheaded, and what I did, I felt I was going to fall, so I should have grabbed a freezer. I should have grabbed onto the freezer. Mind you, if I hadn't done it, probably would have come over on top of me. I think they're really pretty solid. I got hold of one of those baskets, you know, that they put tins in, except that there was no tins in them. If there were tins in them, Tracy, I'd have been all right because it had been heavy and it wouldn't have come over. But I held onto one of these baskets that had got about 2 tins in the bottom, so there was no weight to it. So, and the brain wasn't working well. It was too faint. And as I grabbed hold of this, I went over and I fell on the floor. But nobody saw me. Nobody found me for ages. I called out. You know, I've got quite a loud voice when I want to. And I said, help, I'm on the floor over here. And nobody saw me. I was in the first aisle as you go into Iceland, and nobody came in. No, nor another day there'll be loads of people coming in the door. Nobody came in the door. And of course the cashiers were the other side of a very, you know, the freezers and then the shelves on top. So nobody over there could see me. And I said, help, I'm on the floor, help, help. I can see the funny side of it now. And that's just reminded me of another time I was on the floor. The other opportunity. Not opportunity, I don't know. So anyway, eventually, one of the customers heard me, and he heard me and he came running round and helped me up. but it, you know, strange that nobody came in the shop at that time. And the other time when I fell on the floor, oh, I do have some lucky escapes. I don't know how many of my 9 lives I've got left, but way back when I was at my daughter's house in London, and I'd not been well. I think I'd had something. I'd ended up at the hospital. I know it wasn't cellulitis. No, because that was another time when I had cellulitis. They thought it might be a deep vein thrombosis, which it wasn't, fortunately. There was something in my leg, but it ended up not to be anything much. But at one point, they suspected a deep vein thrombosis. So instead of staying at my daughter's so there I stayed longer than I was, but I didn't stay 3 months. I only stayed a little bit longer. And I'd been sitting down, and I said that I could help peel the vegetables, and so I went into the kitchen, but I was sitting on a little stool. My dad used to have one of those little canvas stools that's like a walking stick. No, it got a round handle. It's like that, but it helps you walk. So that's what I used to use. And then I have this, I open it up and sit on it. Now I've got Navy Nora. So anyway, I took this little stool into my daughter's kitchen to sit on it, and I was peeling the vegetables. And sorry if you've heard this story before, because I know I've told it many times. So I was peeling the vegetables, and then I just put the knife down, the very sharp vegetable knife, and all of a sudden the stool gave way. So it was one of the, it got a canvas seat, and the canvas had perished, but I hadn't noticed it was perishing. And all of a sudden it gave way, and I went smack right down on the ground. Now, I was so lucky, so lucky, because my daughter had put an animal cage. I don't know what animal cage it was. Or did they have hamsters or guinea pigs? I don't know. And there was an animal cage just near where I fell. But as I fell, next to it was a shopping bag. You know, one of these squishy shopping bags. Ian says he remembers Ailey dancing on the dance floor and always dancing with handbags on the floor. She used to call this the handbag dance. Oh, yeah, well, I wasn't dancing. This wasn't dancing. This was falling. So anyway, this squishy shopping bag was next to the cage, and in the shopping bag was my son-in-law's suit, because my daughter was taking it to the cleaner, so she put it there in the bag. So that was a man's suit, so you know that was quite soft. My head landed in the bag, but it was that close to the animal cage, and if my head had hit that, goodness knows what would have happened. I don't know whether, you know, it might have been enough to see me off, but that close. When I fell asleep at the wheel once on the M3, I was that close to the back of a lorry. I must be careful. I don't know how. I don't think I've got many lives left now, but I don't know. I'm trying to be a little bit. Oh my goodness! I had visions of you falling on the ground. Well, do you know what? I went down with such a smack, but do you know, no damage was done. I don't know whether. I don't know. It's probably killed a few brain cells, I think. But my son-in-law and my daughter came running. They were in the other room, and they came running. Didn't know what on earth they were going to see. As soon as my son-in-law saw I was all right, he went back. got me up. No, that's all right. We won't worry. Of course, when I get down these days, it's hard to get up. But on that occasion, so my daughter she stayed. I didn't get, yeah, falling on the cage, it would have been awful. Hang on, wait a minute, what do you say? Oh, you have visions falling me in the cage. I didn't read it as in the cage, I read it as on the cage, sorry. Any woman on here remember all the handbags on the dance floor? Yes, I do. Lean in the cage with her legs up in the air. Don't even go there. What a vision. No. Oh, dear. Good job I always wear trousers, isn't it, when my legs go up in the air. Anyway. So I did manage to get myself up on that occasion. I had to do a bottom shuffle out of the kitchen, and fortunately she didn't have carpet in the hall, and so I was able to bottom shuffle and to the stairs and grab hold of the post, you know, the banister post, and pull myself up that way. Oh, that reminds me of another occasion when I was, oh dear, I've done this far too many times. Oh. When I was when my daughter lived in London, and I was going along one of the roads near where I used to live, and I was going along there, and all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but I don't know whether I tripped on a pavement stone or something, but all of a sudden it went like into slow motion. I went down onto the pavement. I didn't smash down on the pavement, didn't hurt myself, but I went down. I felt myself just going down and just going into slow motion. And there again, I was on the pavement, and it was about how on earth am I going to get up? Fortunately, there'd been somebody on a motorbike going past, and he'd seen me go down, and somebody else had seen me go down. So these lovely guys all came running to pick me up, and that was fine. Oh, and it's just made another memory. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't do this. When I was living on the Isle of Wight, and I was living in Newport, and I was walking to my house there, and I got a box of fruit. I was carrying a box of fruit. This is many, you know, quite a lot of years ago. I've lived on the island for 25 years. So this was at the early part of living on the island. So, you know, I was not much over 50 rather than at this end of the 25 years. And I was walking up the road, and my mobility was fine then, no issues with my mobility. And I don't know whether I tripped on something. Yeah, I must have tripped on a paving stone or something like that. And all of a sudden I went down, and of course I was carrying a box of fruit, and I landed on the box of fruit. I don't think I damaged it all. Good job I can laugh about it. You laugh. I'm a laugh a minute. Oh, I try. It's my birthday. What do they say? It's my birthday and I'll cry if I want to. No, it's my birthday and I'm going to laugh about all the silly things that have happened. So I don't know how many lives I've got through. You know, maybe not at the 9 yet. Let's hope. Well, even if so, I go out laughing. All right. That's the way I'm going. All right. I'm not going anywhere. She wants me to live stream when I'm 100. So I have to keep my promise, won't I? I can see lots of laughy emojis coming up at the side here. Oh dear, oh dear. And if I've missed your oh, and Ian saying next time you have a trip, Lynn, don't forget to send him a postcard. Sorry, I will. I'll send you one. Oh dear, what a nice trip. So anyway, I haven't finished telling you about Iceland, have I? And the shenanigans on Friday. So I went, I thought, right, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll do a £50 gift card, because if I get a gift card and I don't use it all, I can use it again, you know, the remainder in part. You don't lose it if you don't. So I thought, right, I don't know how much I spent. I'll get a £50 gift card rather than faff about with that £20 one. That £20 one it's got a lifetime of probably 2 years or something like that. So it's horrible. You tripped on a paving slab earlier this year and you went flat on the floor. You had Seb Tash with you. Hang on. And you were crying, and this poor old lady asked if she could help. When I looked up and started laughing, as I thought the poor old lady got a chance of getting me up. Oh dear, it is a bit funny, isn't it? But she meant the best. She meant the best, but you probably would have pulled her down instead of her pulling you up. Oh my goodness me. Oh dear. Laughter is best medicine, isn't it? It's always good to have a laugh. A day without laughter is a day wasted, is what they say. Sometimes it's been difficult to laugh, but I've always tried to do it at least once a day. And I'm going to have a drink because I'm talking too much and my throat is going dry. Oh dear. And I'll tell you what happened in Iceland in a minute. Oh dear. So I tried to get this. I tried to buy this. So don't forget, I've got my shopping now, and of course I go in with Navy Nora, and it's a bit difficult. I have to try and have just a hand basket, but sometimes I've got too much shopping to go in a hand basket, and it's not very easy to do Navy Nora and a trolley. So if I have a trolley, I have Navy. It's not easy to do both. You see, I've got Navy Nora, which is my walker. I've got the trolley here. Oh my goodness, it's just. So I try just to stick to a hand basket if I can, or I do my shopping online. But so I was telling you that I get a 10% discount off on a Tuesday, but this was Friday. So why was I shopping on Friday? Well, I was shopping on Friday because I also had a discount from Slimming World. At the moment, there's a deal on that any Slimming World members can have 10% discount any day up until a certain date. So that's why I was shopping in Iceland on Friday, and it was easy option for me. And so and you probably saw I had shopping earlier in the week because I had last Sunday I had Morrison's who delivered to me at 5:15 when I was on the seafront. They were trying to deliver to me, and I said my delivery is 7 till 8. Oh, and I forgot to tell you what happened about that. I don't think I told you. No, I don't. I'm sure I didn't, because the guy rang me and he said, "Oh, I'm trying to deliver your shopping." I said, "But you shouldn't be." Because I'm on the seafront and my delivery's at 7 o'clock and it's 5:15. Anyway, so I said, "I'll get on the bus, I'll come home, and I'll ring you when I'm home, and then you can come back with my delivery." So anyway, I get on the bus and I'm on my way home, and my neighbours who've got I've got neighbours who've got a key, and they messaged me and said, "Oh, we've taken your shopping in." So I messaged them and said, "Thank you very much. They shouldn't be there yet." Anyway, so they did take my shopping in, and bless their cotton socks, they took it into my house. I didn't know if they'd taken it into their house, but they got my key. So they took it to my house. Not only did they bring it to my house, but they put the fridge stuff in the fridge and the freezer stuff in the freezer. How wonderful are my neighbours? We don't laugh because we're happy. We're happy because we laugh. Absolutely, Tracy. And it's just good. It's so good. I've got a box here that says "Live, Love, Laugh," and I've got "Live, Love, Laugh" written on my wall up there as well. They're just, there's so many things about laughter, aren't there? These wonderful phrases, and I think you just got to have a laugh, because otherwise life could be pretty miserable, and bad things, awful things happen sometimes. But if you can find that glimmer, I can remember even when my second husband was being very horrible to me and being quite stroppy. Even then, I found something to laugh about, just the tiniest thing that I just thought, I'm not going that horrible route. Remember to put your right shoe on your right foot. I'll try. You've got them on the wall too, Tracy. Yes, these wonderful sayings, aren't they? Very motivational. I've got one up there that says, "Life is a beautiful ride. Don't forget to enjoy it." And then I've got one that says, "Do more of what makes you sparkle." I've got lots of these sparkly ones about as well. I can see one right over there that's sparkling, but I can't read what it says. I've forgotten. It says something about, I can see sparkle because it's a big word, and the others are little, and I've forgotten what it says, but I can see the sparkly bit is sparkling. So anyway, that was an aside. So where was I? Oh, I was in Iceland, wasn't I? Yes. So I was in Iceland trying to buy a gift card on my phone, and guess what? The internet decided it wasn't playing. Oh, also I couldn't bring up the app on my. I hadn't got my my Slimming World membership card with me, but I'd got the app that says that you can have the 10%. But of course, it wouldn't load on my phone. And then when I was trying to do the gift card, I couldn't buy the gift card, could I? Because that was not loading. So I've got all this shopping. There's no way. So the order was it ended up at, it was trying to do, what was I trying to do? Yes, it was about £70. there was me thinking I was going to do a little order, but you know, I'm going away, but some of it was going in the cupboards. It wasn't all freezer stuff, and the fridge stuff was long life stuff. So I needed some bits for this week and for my picnic today, yesterday, and tomorrow. So that was it. I got all this shopping, and I stood there, and I stood there, and I stood there trying to load and trying to load. So I left my shopping on top of Navy Nora, and I went to the door to see if I could get a signal there. Then I went outside the shop to see if I could get a signal there. But I'd also got this shopping bag with all this charity stuff I bought was on Navy Nora. So I was trying to keep an eye on Navy Nora that nobody nicked my shopping. You know, I mean, if they nicked stuff out of my Iceland basket, that was okay because I hadn't paid for that yet. But I did not want to lose. So I was standing outside looking through the shop trying to get a signal. It was no good. So I thought, right, I either don't do my shopping, which will frustrate me like mad, or I have come up with another solution. Well, I did come up with another solution because, you know, sometimes I do have good ideas. And if you remember, I told you I was in the Star Coffee and Ale House before I went to Iceland. Well, it's just a bit further down the road, and they have Wi-Fi in there. So what I did, I went and found an assistant in Iceland, and a young lad was there, and I said, look, I've got an issue. I can't bring the things up on my phone, and I need that for doing my shopping. He said, oh, I know. He said, I don't get a signal in here either. Well, sometimes it's dodgy, but usually if I stand outside the shop, it will happen. In the winter months, you walk like a penguin. I thought you were going to say you walk a penguin. You walk like a penguin outside to stop you slipping on the ice. Yes, I try not to go out when it's icy because, knowing my luck, I will go. I will go base over apex. They're up the wrong way up with the legs in the air again, Tracy. Oh no. So I found this young lad, and I said, look, I said, I've got to go down to get a signal. I'm going to go down to this store and use their Wi-Fi. I know them in there, and it's not an issue. I know them very well. And so he said, okay. So I said, but I don't want anybody to put my shopping all back on the, you know. So I needed to take Navy Nora, but obviously I couldn't take the shopping basket because I hadn't paid for the shopping. So he got the shopping and he put it at the end of one of the tills, you know, so it wasn't going to be put way back on the shop. That would just be a disaster when I'd just been around the shop doing all my shopping, wouldn't it? So anyway, so I go down to the Star, and I go and do what I need to do, and that's not going to the loo this time. It sounds like that, but no. So I buy what am I trying to say? I get the gift card. I know something happened here because I ended up going back to Iceland having thought I'd done what I needed to do, and then I thought I'd screen. So what I do when that happens, when the signal's bad, I do it and then I screenshot it. Well, I did screenshot it. I was pretty damn sure I screenshotted it. When I got back to the shop, it still wasn't there. I had to go back again. I was losing the will to live by this time. Is it no wonder that I didn't end up going back down to buy my ticket for the fashion show, which was right down Union Street? Because by this time I was really losing the will to live, and so I did manage to do it in the end. And the lady on the till, she was so patient. She was just lovely. Oh no, because no, that's right. What happened when I'd been to get the card, and I went there back to the till, and we put the stuff through, and the young lad helped me put all my shopping on the conveyor belt. We put it through. She rang it all up, and that was at that point that it was either the 10%. I think it was the 10% thing wouldn't come up. I thought I'd got a screenshot. It wouldn't come up. So I said, well, I can't buy the shopping if I can't get the discount. You know, no, I don't know which one it was. One of them didn't work. So I said, right. She said, okay, I'll void the ticket and serve the next customer. I said, look, I'll go back to the Star and do it again and then come back. So that's what I did. And when I came back, I was expecting her to have to ring it all up again because she said she was going to void the ticket, you see. So, and I thought she was going to need the 10%, you know, show the thing that gave me the 10% and the gift card. Well, no, she didn't. The thing that did the 10%, it was already somehow still there. She'd seen it and it was okay. And so she didn't have to redo all the tickets. She just could just do something and it came up. And then I was able to pay. Whew, and that was it. I think she was glad to see the back of me, but she knew it wasn't my fault. So it's no wonder then at this point that I really didn't want to go all the way down Union Street to buy my ticket. So what I did yesterday was ring up Bellissima and say, please, can you save me a fashion show ticket? Can I pay on the phone? And she said, no, it wasn't the shop owner. She said, no, I'll put it with your name in a folder. I said, well, tell her I won't be in to get it until I come back from going to my daughter's. So that's how it is. So hopefully that will be okay. And so then by this time it was nearly time for the 37 bus that comes near where I live. That bus, it's only 1 hour, but it goes very near to the bottom of my road. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go there and I'm going to get on the bus. And that bus, there's another bus that gets me further away, but it gets me much quicker. But then I've got to walk further. And by this time I was very tired. And you go up and you go down and up to get to my road if I come that way. If I go all the way around the outside of the town, it takes half an hour, but I don't have to walk so far. There's not so much hilly bit that way. So that's what I did. I went and got on that bus and came home. And I was so tired by all this faffing around. And I knew I got a busy week. So yesterday, I didn't go out at all yesterday. I think I stayed in, paced myself ready for today, and had a brilliant day today. So let's show you still what's in the basket, because I haven't shown. Woo! 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 I knocked the tripod. Oh my goodness! I put the tripod on the corner of the shopping bag. That wasn't very clever, was it? So of course, when I went to Iceland, I told you, didn't I was going to have my shopping delivered home. And I had decided, no, I'm not going to have my shopping delivered home. I'll take it with me. That was before I realised I've got to go to the start and back and there and back. I should have done it. Anyway, I didn't. But because I didn't have my cooler bag with me, I had to buy a new bag. So the bag I've got has now got all these goodies in that I'm showing you. So look, more little witchy poo, my queen. More little broomsticks. And more little broomsticks. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I will do something with these broomsticks. And then, what did I get? Oh, while I was in the works, I wanted some marker pens, because on my fridge over there, I have got a planner, a monthly planner, but it's one of those that needs dry white markers, and I can't find any in my house. I've got them somewhere, but I can't find any. So I got some, and I went in and I asked the lady, and she showed me these, and I thought, £2, that's not bad at all. But then I realised, I did ask her if she'd got any ones with fine points, and she hasn't. And I'm thinking, these are going to be too fat because they're only little squares on there, so I don't know. They might work. Behind here is a whiteboard that I could write on, but actually I've put some paper over it, and I've used, it's a whiteboard, but it's a magnetic board. And I've just stuck all my some family photographs up there. So that's this is my first two when they were little, but behind it is me and my brother David and my sister there. So that's a very old picture of when we were tiny. And I've got all my, behind this I've got all my Slimming World certificates, all except one. I am missing the 2.5 stone one. I don't know where that is. Probably somewhere else. Yes, so Halloween crafting, absolutely. I will be doing Halloween crafting. Let's see what else is in the bag. Oh, look. Oh, this. I have a granddaughter who loves unicorns. And look at that lovely. It's a great big paper clip with a unicorn on it. Look. Isn't that nice? So I thought I can't resist that because she absolutely loves unicorns. What else have I got? Oh, I have a wonderful Body Shop hand cream. Now, if any of you who've known me for any length of time know that in the winter I get really cracked hands, and so this is it is hand protection hemp. It's hemp, heavy duty moisture. There we are. So that will be wonderful. So that was one of my wonderful community friends, and that's the parcel that came the other day that I was told not to open, and then I was told I could open it before my birthday, so I did. And oh look, more bargains from the charity shop. Look, 50p. That's right, David Redding is Ailey's church fit. Yes, Ailey chats to my brother. So there we go. What else have we got? Oh look, and then some diamond sparkles. Look, you can never have too much sparkle, and they were £1. But I was running a bit low on those very, very sparkly ones like that. You can never run low on sparkle. It's not a good idea. And oh, now this one was a little bit more expensive. This is a die, but do you remember I said that we're going to be decorating the co-op funeral window? And so it's got to be autumn. That is a die cutter for an acorn and an oak leaf there. So I thought that was a little bit more expensive. That was £3, but I thought it was just talking to me from the shelf. It says, buy me, buy me, buy me. And so I did. And oh, these are Velcro dots. Yes, so they there's two sides. They're Velcro, you know, and then I think they're sticky on the back. I don't know. I think they're sticky on the back, but you can never have too many of those sort of things when you're a crafter. As long as you remember where you put them, that's the thing. And in the works, I love it when they have bargains. Look, a unicorn fan. Look, it's a unicorn fan, but it's got bubbles in it, and I couldn't quite work out how it worked. It looks on the back, but it looks like somehow, I don't know if you do this and you blow the bubbles. I'm not quite sure. I'll leave it to my son and my daughter-in-law to work out how this works. So they were on a bargain. They were in the sale, £1.50. I thought that was quite fun. I got them one each. What else have I got? Oh, look. Look, this was another 50p. And this is another embossing folder. Look, isn't that lovely? So that's an embossing folder. Whoops. And yet more broomsticks. I rather like the broomsticks. Did you guess? And look, I'd go to the dance, but I've got nobody to go with. Sorry, that was one of my terrible Halloween jokes. Look, I think I'm going to make a skeleton. He's the one that's got nobody to go with, not me. Sorry, I messed that joke up, didn't I? And look, this was also in the charity shop. It was £2. It's Velcro, and I'm sure that it's Velcro for putting around your garlands and things at Christmas. But any other thing that would, you know, not necessarily garlands, but other things. And I thought that was a reasonable price for that. And I hadn't seen any like that, so I thought that can go in my drawer. Ready? Oh, look. Look. Look, Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout. So I need to decorate my spider and hang him up. Maybe spider earrings. Maybe they're a bit big for spider earrings. Who knows? Might have a spider on my hat. It might be my hat, actually. Who knows? Who knows? But it just appealed to me. That was from the works. And more spiders. Now, I told you earlier, my grandson has he has a Halloween birthday, and I don't know whether he's a bit too old for this sort of thing, but these spiders crawl down the wall, you know, or the door. I think it's what do they call it? Spider wall crawlers. So he might be too grown up for those, but I'm sure somebody will have fun with these. Probably the grown ups will have more fun than the children. Probably, I know what we used to do. We used to play. I remember my dad doing this. Do you remember those? I know I've told this story before. Do you remember those hammer toys? You know, for toddlers. So there's a board, a thing like this, and there's got pegs in it, and you have a hammer, and you hammer them through, and then they come out the other side. We didn't let the children play with this. We used it as adults, and we timed each other to see who could get the pegs through first. I'm sorry, it appeals to me, but I can imagine the grown-ups putting these down and seeing whose spider will go the fastest down the wall. Oh dear, oh dear. Little things, please, little minds. That's what they say, isn't it? But I'm having fun. I hope you are too. What have we got here? Oh, that was my little Amazon. That was my gift. Happy birthday, Lynn. Hope this gift helps during the winter. So that was for the hand cream. And then I got a 50p. Look, and I've got some wooden things, and it says there. I think it's happy birthday in there. Whoops, sorry. It's wiggling. It's got birthday. A little wooden thing, wooden embellishments. 50p. Another 50p worse thing. And these just so appealed to me. Do you remember when I went to my son's and daughter-in-law's wedding, and I came back with the little stretchy man? Do you remember that? Oh no, they were little men with magnets on them. I don't know if you remember that. These are stretchy skeletons, and I just thought that they would come in for fun for somebody. Not quite sure who. Maybe I will play with them at Halloween on my broadcast. Who knows? Some stretchy skeletons. And this reminds me of my dad too. When I was young, I had some skeleton earrings, and my dad never stopped ribbing me about my skeleton earrings. My sister had, she's always been a fanatical about cleaning her teeth, you know, absolutely fanatical. And she had a tube of toothpaste on one ear, and she had a toothbrush on the other ear, and he used to poke such fun at us, but you know, we remember it with the good spirit that was meant. And look, some little wooden embellishments for Halloween as well. Look, bats and spider webs, and witches hats, and all sorts of pumpkins and ghosts and ghoulies. Right, oh dear, I'm running out of space. And I got some little bells. Can you see? Bell sequins. I don't know if you can see that. 50p for a pot of sequins. Oh, and there's the other one of those. And you might have seen this. Look, I've got some new ears. When I want to be just a teddy bear. There we go. So that's the contents of the bag. But then I just spot something else that reminded me. Oh yes. So yesterday, I had free electricity between 2 and 3. I belong to Octopus Energy, and I find it really good. So if anybody wants to be recommended to it, that bag you got will be better for you to travel to your door. Yes, absolutely, it will be this one, because it's got a good zipper on the top, hasn't it? That's right, Tracy. That one might make a very good bag for travelling with. I shall think of it, because I have to have my bag zipped up when I travel, because we've had a few disasters with things falling off the trolley and things going all over the floor. And now not only do I have bags with zippers on, but I also fix them to the trolley. And the disasters are less now, but you know, travel shenanigans are bad enough without, you know, the food box going all over the floor and dropping all the food across the floor, or other contents of my bag. Usually my underwear is not in a bag like this. Usually the underwear is all in Navy Nora, so hopefully we won't have a spillage like that across anywhere. But so anyway, let me tell you, I was I don't, hang on, I've got to put some of these things back in the bag because I've covered up things that I had on here. Oh my goodness. Oh no, no, it's over here. This is what I want. I think, is this what I want? Oh, it's all a bit messy. So this was a bit of messy crafting. That's not my best and finest work, folks. I think I have something. I don't know. Where's it gone? Oh no, here. Here, where? Oh, here. So, as I say, I belong to Octopus Energy, and oh, I've lost one. Never mind, that went down. Got some more. So every now and again, we get time when we can use our electrical appliances, and we get free electricity. And so usually it happens at a time when I'm not going to be in. So that's not a lot of good to me. But yesterday I was home, and between 2 and 3 yesterday was free electricity. So I thought, well, I might as well do some things then that I might do at another time. Well, I'm going, you know, when I go away, I try and run all my food, my fresh food down and that sort of thing. Well, I got some more vegetables than I could probably want to. No, I got a lot of vegetables, and I thought I need to use them up. So I did. I had stuff in the air fryers during that hour. So I'd got various different vegetables that I was organising in that hour. So that was going on. I hadn't had my lunch, so I thought, right, I'll have a jacket potato and I'll do it in the microwave. So I did that, and I thought, well, I'm going to. But before that, I prepared. So I was going to do some heat embossing, right? So I have. Whoops. This is my heat embossing machine. So it's got a switch on here, and hot air blows out of here. And I love heat embossing, but I haven't perfected it yet, folks, which is why it all looks a bit messy. So I thought, well, let's have a go, because this will use electricity quite a bit. But I do need to perfect it. So I was trying, please don't judge me on this. So I was trying to stamp up, but really, basically, I'm going to blame my pad, my stamp pad, because I was stamping up some stamps on here, and basically, this is very, very hot, as Heather will know. Thank you, Christopher. So Heather will know this does blow very hot. You have to be very careful. You know, it's just not to be messed about with. But I've always loved heat embossing and watching it, because basically what happens, you put your rubber stamp onto a pad. It's a clear pad, but it's got adhesive on it. So you do it on the pad, and then you put it. So this is when you're doing it the way I wanted to do it. So you put. I should do a demonstration, but I need to perfect it first, because this was not my finest work. So you stamp onto the card. First of all, I had to find some white card, and that was easier said than done. I spent a lot of time yesterday sorting card out, sorting my shells out, doing some tidying up, so that I will be in a position to use my crafting much better than I have been so far. So what you do is you put your rubber stamp. I have got. Look, oh, there's one. Look. So this purple thing is called a rocker block, and on it, can you see that's a rubber stamp. So that just sticks on there. It peels off when you don't want. Sometimes it peels off when you don't want it to peel off. But when you've finished, it should peel off. Sometimes it won't stick when you want it to stick. Is what I'm trying to say, and that happened yesterday as well. So anyway, I put that on there, and then the idea is you stamp that onto the pad. And the pad has adhesive, clear adhesive on it. You stamp that, and then you stamp it onto the card. And then I have a drawer full of glittery embossing, or not just glittery, but coloured embossing powders. If you're dressed as a postbox, you will get hot mail. Oh, Christopher, you're so funny. Christopher, for those of you who don't know, sometimes dresses as chipmunk, sometimes he dresses as a postbox. This is while he's raising all this awareness to help with mental health awareness, and all this money he raises for charity. And he sometimes dresses as a postbox. He's put, if I'm dressed as a postbox, I will get hot mail if I had that near me. I promise not to come near you with this when you're dressed as a postbox. I don't think it dressed as a chipmunk would do much good if you got near this, because it is very hot. I have to be careful not to burn myself. So so this, as I say, that goes into the ink pad, then it stamps on the card, and then you put the embossing powder over the top of it, and then shake off the spare embossing powder. So actually what you have to do first is, actually, I have an anti-static bag that I rub across the card, because if you don't, then some of the powder sticks where it shouldn't stick. And even when you do it, as I've found, it will, you know, it got very messy. It was not my finest hour. I do some great craft, I do some pretty rubbish craft, and this, as I say, is not my finest hour. I need to perfect it, and I'm not going to give in, because I've got all the embossing powder. But what I think where it went wrong yesterday is, I think the pad had dried out. So the adhesive wasn't very adhesive, and everything was getting very messy. But what happens is you drop the powder on it, and then you shake all the spare powder off back into the pot. And I'm quite skilled now at getting it back into the pot and not all over the floor or the table. And then you heat it, and it's amazing, because as you heat it, I don't know if you can see, it's gone shiny. Can you see those are shiny? I mean, they're not very beautiful, you know, don't worry. There's a lot of bits that, you know, could do better, it would say on my report. But as you heat the powder, it melts it, and it's wonderful to watch. You would like to take me out for a drink on Friday morning for yourself, Christopher? This Friday I'm not going to be there. I'm not coming back till Friday. So maybe we could defer it to the next week. Could I make my birthday stretch to the next week? Would that be okay? Or is the offer only on for this week? It was very kind of you, Christopher. Let's see what we can do when I'm back. I'll let you know when I'm back. So anyway, so it's fascinating to watch, absolutely fascinating to watch as that powder melts. You know, it's one of those things. It's like those beautiful views of the hovercraft, and that I never tire of watching that. I never tire of watching somebody who's doing the crafting properly. I did have another little go there. Look, I did happy birthday on there, and then it smudged, because I don't think I think I knocked it before I'd properly heated it. So that wasn't a great idea either. But I did have a go. But then, so rather than not do any craft work, what I did was I got out my glittery. I don't know if you can see, that's glittery. Look, I stamped some cream to go on a cake or on an ice cream, the top of an ice cream, or a cake with lots of icing on a card. So I thought, I have to get something out of the wreck. Oh yeah, Christopher. Okay, we'll sort it out when I get back. So look, so I did do some crafting yesterday, even though so I used electricity, but it was free electricity, so I didn't waste my efforts. It didn't cost me to make a mess on that card. But I can do better. And I found, look, this has a little stand. So this will stand up, you know, when it's hot. You don't want to put it down on anything, stand up like that. But what I found, I've got drawers at the side of me here. I don't think you can see them. And this, when it's hot, it will clip on I put it down like that, and it clips on the side of the drawer. So I don't have to put it down anywhere. It will just balance on there. Where I'm sitting is just wonderful. I have all these things around me that help me. So that's brilliant. So I'm trying to think what else I was going to share with you. No. So I do want to do a lot more crafting. I have tidied up some. I'm hoping then that I can organise with Susan to take away the bookcase that she's going to have. I am replacing it. Now, why am I giving a bookcase away and buying a bookcase? Because the bookcase I'm giving away it's got drawers at the bottom that for me, I mean, they might be perfect for Susan, but for me, the drawers they're not, they don't come out very far. That's all right if you don't have much in, because I have lots of stuff in it. And also, I've bought a bookcase with doors on it to shut the mess in. So I've got one this side, and the other one goes back to back with it. And so I just want to, and it's taller. So it's taller. So I've got more space at the top, and then I've got space at the bottom where the other one had drawers, and this one doesn't. It has shelves. Yeah, it won't. That's right. Heather's saying that's good. That's what I thought. That was just, the drawer was there and I thought that's the easiest, just hook it on, because even when you're trying to put it down, if you don't put it down carefully and it's hot, you could have an accident, but it's just so perfect just on the side of the drawer here. Absolutely wonderful. So yes, so also, I think I've just committed myself to making poppies for Remembrance Day, knitted poppies, and I've just committed myself, I think, to making some chocolate orange covers for Sight for Wight, which is a charity that supports people with visual impairment, because you know I love making the chocolate orange covers, and I saw somebody tag me, I think, to show me that they were wanting them, so I volunteered to do some of those. I am going to finish Jan's cardigan this week. I'm going to do that. I've said it on broadcast. I've said it live now. So I must get that finished this week. And then I can get on with other things like, you know, Christmas is coming. So I've got all those bits. So Halloween's coming. I've got bits to do for that. Just lots and lots of fun. You've got a birthday joke for me. How do you make the sea go out of the Isle of Wight? There we are. So Christopher's coming in with a lovely joke here. He says, how do you make the sea go out on the Isle of Wight? You wave to it, as in wave. Excellent. I love it, Christopher. We must have an evening where we just do joke. I used to do that. I think I used to do that once a week. And I have a tin. And I should have brought the tin here. I mean, I didn't know we were going to talk about all the laughter stuff. But I have a tin that says, laughter is the best medicine, and it looks like a medicine tin, and I saw it in a shop, in one of our wonderful shops in Ryde, but it's when I didn't have much money, and I would rather have bought food than a tin that was about jokes. You know, it was at that period, and I was eyeing it up. I was ogling. I had tin envy. I had laughter tin envy, and I said something to somebody was alongside me, and so I said to him, "Oh, I do love that." I said, you know, I do a lot of joke telling on my live streams, but I said, but I can't really, you know, get it at the moment. And the next thing I knew, and this is somebody I'd never met before, the next thing I knew, he picked it up off the shelf, he'd taken it and paid for it and gave it to me, just so that I could use it for my lives. Wasn't that wonderful? I keep meeting wonderful people. Sometimes, you know, I've gifted something. Sometimes I just have that lovely banter and happy laughter. I've met several people today that I had banter and laughter with. You know, the girls that are connected to a museum, they were there. They were lovely. They're looking me up online. All these friendships and relationships are all growing up just round the live streaming. Oh, Tracy, I thought you were going to do an X-rated joke there. So Tracy's just made me laugh. She's like, what's hang on, oh dear, hang on, so Tracy's jokes disappeared. Oh no, hang on, I wonder if you'll be up to silly o'clock again, building furniture. No, I'm not building furniture before I go. Oh, so Tracy had a joke there. I don't know whether she deleted it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It said, what's brown and comes out of cows? And it was not as we thought, as maybe our naughty thoughts were. It was the Isle of Wight ferry, because one of the Isle of Wight ferries sails out of cows, as in COWES. And not COWS. So there we go. But a little bit of fun and laughter there. You know, it doesn't hurt. So no, I'm not building furniture at silly o'clock, I hope. Oh, she didn't. No, that joke is there. I didn't see it. Just hopped down a bit. Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't even read it properly. What? Hang on. It was what's brown and comes steaming out of cows, which might have made you think of something rude, but it didn't at all. It was very clean. It was the Isle of Wight ferry. There we go. What did one ocean say to the other ocean? What did one ocean say to the other ocean on the Isle of Wight? Nothing. They just waved. Very good. Very, very good, Christopher. Oh dear, oh dear. You know, it's such fun, isn't it? There's so many lovely jokes out there. So I used to have a night when I think this was COVID, wasn't it? And I think it was during COVID. Hi, Vivian. And I had one night where we did joke telling, and so I used to find some jokes and write them down and put them in a tin and then take them out of the tin, you know, and say, oh, let's have this joke or this joke, and it was just such fun, you know. There's so many wonderful things, so many wonderful programs that make you laugh as well. So, folks, what programs make you laugh? I one of the funny, I can remember two very funny things that made me laugh till I nearly cried, and one of them was a Morecambe and Wise sketch, and one of them was from Allo Allo. So Allo Allo was a program here in the UK. So Heather, I know you're not UK based. Hang, oh dear, the jokes are coming too fast now. Wait a minute. I'm going to tell this and then I'll have to scroll back. You're late, but it doesn't matter. You're late. You're late for a very important date. We're having a birthday party, Vivian, because it's my birthday tomorrow, and we've been having birthday fun. Birthday fun, such fun that I found party poppers that didn't pop. And things like that. But that's the birthday shenanigan. So welcome to my birthday party, Vivian. So I've forgotten what I was just going to say. Oh yes. So those funny things. So hello. Now this was so hello. For those of you who don't know the UK humour and the UK broadcast, this was set. It was the Resistance, and it was. So can somebody help me explain what Hello Hello was? Anyway, it was you know, in the wartime. It was set in the wartime. It was just so funny, and you had the Germans and you had, you know, the resistance folk, and I can just remember one of the Germans that, you know, they had these. I mean, this just appealed to me. It was just so funny. It didn't matter who it was. It's just what happened. So he had a helmet on with a spike on it, like that, and I can remember just sitting and howling. I don't know why, it just appealed to me. Yes, it was a TV series and it was just so funny, and it just made me cry till I laughed. And it probably won't even sound funny when I explain it. It caught me, you know, when something catches you at that moment. And it was on the BBC. Absolutely, I need to find this one. So this German was walking past, and oh, that's right, so it was set in a cafe, wasn't it? And so Renee, thank you, thank you, Vivian, for my birthday wishes. So Renee ran the cafe, and the Germans were coming in. They came in the cafe, and the food was being served, and this German walked past, and there was some chicken being served, and somehow, I don't know, I can't even remember exactly how it happened, but it was so slick. One of those things that's so slick, and this piece of chicken ended up on the German spike of the German helmet. It sounds absolutely bonkers. It doesn't sound very funny when I explain it like that, but you know, when those very slick things happen, and it just happened like that. And that was one of the funniest things that I'd ever seen on TV. I know it's a bit sad, isn't it? But it made me roar. Absolutely. It was just the quickness of it, and just how. So that was one of the very funny incidents. And the other one was Morecambe Wise sketch. Morecambe and Wise were a couple of chaps who just sparred off each other, and they were just so funny. And they used to have famous guests coming on, and they would the famous right, Tracy's put a link there, a YouTube link that probably goes to Hello Hello, and it's just so funny. Is that the particular one I was looking for? Is that just one part of Hello Hello? I would love to find that one. Exploding Chicken. Just put the oh wow, she's found the actual link. Is that the right one? Oh, that would be so fun. Tracy, can you put that link in Messenger to me so I don't have to scroll back through all the comments after I finish the broadcast, because I'd love to watch that again. And the other one, maybe you can find that link, is the Morecambe and Wise, and it was the grapefruits. It was with the grapefruit sketch. It was in the kitchen and they had grapefruit, and they were doing there was music going on, and they were, again, it doesn't sound funny, you have to watch it. Thank you, I can see Messenger has arrived, so that's probably the link. So there was music going on and they were just chopping grapefruits like this, and then the toaster popped up, and I think they caught the toast like this. I can't do it justice. It just, night, Christopher. You've got to get ready for tomorrow and have a wonderful birthday. I will have a wonderful birthday, and you have a wonderful day, Christopher, as well. I hope you have a brilliant time. Yes, so it was just, it was so funny that it was the way they were chopping the grapefruits in time to the music, and it was just, and then the toast popped up over here, and it was just those just moments that just I remember, because they were so. That's a brilliant sketch. You know it, Susan, do you? It is just so funny. So if anybody can find the link to that sketch, that was hilarious. Another hilarious thing that I remember that's just popped into my brain, because that's what happens. Norman Wisdom. Who remembers Norman Wisdom? So this was slapstick comedy, and he used to make film. He was so hilarious. And there was one. He was always ending up. Ian's got laughing melon there. Excellent. That's not a grapefruit, it's a melon, but I don't mind. Thank you, Tracy. And if you can put that one in the messenger to me, that would be amazing. So this Norman Wisdom sketch, it was in a hospital, and he's the sort of thing, all sorts of funny things happen. And he was in the hospital, and all I can remember is him sliding down from somewhere, I don't know where, and he ended up on a hospital trolley that ended up then going off somewhere else. I can only remember that tiny bit of the sketch, but it was just one that made me laugh so much. So that would be a Norman Wisdom in the hospital. I don't know if anybody could find that one. And then I just remembered something else, and then I've forgotten it. I don't know. And the other one I tell you about often is one of the ones from, it wasn't Thunderbirds, but it was one of those sort of things. And it was Master Spy. Master Spy. And it was a bit naughty, really, because although it was cartoon characters, it was a bit body shaming, because Master Spy was big and fat, you know. And you shouldn't do that, should you? You shouldn't body shame people. Anyway, and his sidekick was very skinny. I don't know that they can do these things now, but he was very skinny. And they ended up, Norman Wisdom, that's it. Oh, thank you. I can see another link, another messenger coming in. So somehow the baddies, that's Master Spy and his sidekick, the baddies ended up in a car, and their car somehow was picked up. Don't forget, this is cartoon. Picked up and ended up on the top of a church spire, as you know, like it does. So you've got the church spire, and you've got the car on here with Master Spy, and his so that the car would tip, because Master Spy is rather low. Happy birthday, Lynn. I'm unable to play the video. Oh, I'm sorry, Hazel. I don't know why you can't play that, but thank you for putting. She probably can't hear me, so thank you for the wishes. Your neighbours will be coming round, hoping you're okay after you've watched these. Yeah, they probably will wonder what's going on. Oh dear, oh dear. So anyway, Master Spy, they were in the car, and of course the car then went like this, because Master Spy was rather heavy. So it made it like, so his sidekick said, "Lean back, Master Spy." So he leaned back and the car would go that way. I thought it was funny. I hope everybody else thought it was funny, but it was just hilarious that Master. Oh dear, it doesn't take much to make me laugh. I just love those sort of programs that it's good, clean humor, and it just makes you laugh. So that's so many funny things. But Morecambe and Wise, you know, they had a lot of funny sketches. and it was just amazing and just so relaxing, you know. But I don't know, I think I need to revisit a lot of the old things, and you know, and of course as a child I watched Bill and Ben and things like that. And in the carnival recently, and probably on my don't know if it's on my, yes, I think it's on my Golivegranny page, my header on my page is me standing between Bill and Ben, the flower pot men. So again, for those of you abroad, Bill and Ben was a programme that we watched as children here in the UK, and Bill and Ben were flower pot men. So their bodies were flower pots, and their arms were all made of lots of little flower pots, and the legs were lots of little flower pots. And they were in a garden where the man who lived at the bottom of the garden went for his lunch. And when he went in for his lunch, Bill and Ben came out. And between Bill and Ben, there was a little weed. Little weed. And I don't know if any of you who remember Bill and Ben, the house, was it the house that was on that one, or was that on Picture Book? I can't remember. There was a lovely house on one of those. So we had Bill and Ben, we had Ragtag and Bobtail was one of the programs, Picture Book, 1, 2, 3. There were 5 different programs, so a different one each week. So thank you, Tracy. Tracy's just sent Hazel the links. Excellent. Hope you can see them from there. Okay, I hope she can as well. So just so many happy memories. So you know, in my 70, so I'm going to be 75 tomorrow. So in all these 75 years, I have so many happy memories. And what I've done, you know, I told you earlier that it hasn't been smooth running all the time. It's been quite bumpy, lots of bumpy roads, but I choose to remember the good times and you know, blot out the not so good times. And you know, some bad things that have happened, every cloud has a silver lining, and different things happen for, you know, different reasons. And who was it? Oh, I met the lovely ladies I met in the bus museum today. And I'd seen on the seafront earlier, and then I saw them in the bus museum as well. And they were on the, I asked if they were on the island for the classic car show. No, they weren't. One of them had just had a family loss, and I said, oh, I'm really sorry about that. I said, but I've met you, and that's the silver lining, you know, that every, you know, you can turn things around like that, can't you? And although, you know, she was here for a sad reason, we would not have met, and we had a wonderful conversation, and they're connecting with me on social media. So it's brilliant, you know. You can look for the good, can't you? You can find the silver linings in most clouds. Hope you can. Oh, right, sorry, that's Tracy. So yes, lots and lots of happy memories, you know, over the years. And funnily enough, I'm remembering more of them. I don't know whether the brain kicks in a different way. I don't know as you get older, but I do keep remembering things that I thought I'd long since forgotten. And I have read, of course, some books, some of my favourite books, you know, and we were talking about it the other day, my Gollywog book. Well, you wouldn't be allowed to have a Gollywog book these days, because that just would not be, you know, that would be seen as racially, you know, not racially correct. But I loved my Gollywog book. And when I see it in the book, you know, I've got it in that bookcase over there, and when I see it, it just brings back all those happy memories, and you know, that's what I do. In 23 minutes till I turn 75. Oh right, maybe I should should I stay on till my birthday? And then I can sing "It's my birthday" and I'll cry if I want to. I don't intend to cry, only happy tears. They would be happy tears, I think. And do you know what? Over on my my TV screen, I have my Google Photos. Scroll over there, and there's just a picture of me with a lady on the train, another lady I met, just another wonderful person that I chatted to. And I've got so many selfies with so many people that I just randomly bump into. And, you know, it's just such fun. Such fun. But I don't know if I'm actually going to stay on till my birthday, because do you know what? I've got to pack. I'm off early, well, fairly early, and I really need to sleep. So I probably haven't told you everything I wanted to tell you, but who cares? I think I've told you lots of fun things, haven't I? You shared lots of fun things with me, and it's just wonderful. Look, an ice cream cone. Yeah, this just makes it such fun as well. So I'm not sure. So when I bought that Let's Party and this Let's Party, and maybe it was for my own birthday, I don't know. It's a birthday ice cream. Tracy used to love the gollywog on the jam jars. Yes, yes, but we weren't, you know. So those of you who, again, abroad, Robertson's jam and marmalade, they used to have little gollywogs on the jars, and you could collect the gollywogs and send them off and get a gollywog badge. I do need to get some rest, Heather. I am going to go in a minute because otherwise I will not be up in the morning, and I do not want my birthday to start with a oversleeping and missing my hovercraft. And let's just hope that I don't know what the weather forecast's like tomorrow, but one day last week the hovercrafts weren't running because there was a lot of very bad wind, not personal wind, sorry, the wind, the weather wind. And of course, the hovercrafts don't go when the weather is really bad. I would not want to go on a hovercraft if it was very windy. It's bad enough when it's bumpy on the waves, but you know, the wind would actually probably turn the hovercraft over. And I do not wish to end up on my birthday on a hovercraft that tips over. So hopefully it won't. So let's just see. All these comments are oh. Tracy's sending, is that birthday cake? I think it is. He's trying to tempt me with birthday cake. So, folks, that is it. I'm so glad that you have enjoyed joining with me for my virtual birthday party. Oh, let's have a non-birthday party pop-up. Whoops, hang on, I'm knocking everything down. Oh, I've lost my other birthday, my snap. The other snap is lost now. Look. Oh, and now I'm throwing things on the floor as well. Oh, so I can't even pull my other snap. I had 2 of these snaps, and now I've got half a one. Never mind. It's been fun, hasn't it? So here's to all you lovely people helping me start my birthday early and helping me to stretch my birthday all the way, and probably still be birthdaying next Sunday. Let's see. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. It's been wonderful. I had a wonderful birthday party. Thank you. I didn't make my own birthday hat, but I did buy birthday. Oh, but there was one hat that I didn't show you, and it's now lost. I don't know where it is. I'll have to show you it next time because I bought another hat and I didn't show you, and I had it here and now it's disappeared, but I will show you it next time. Okay, so there we go. That's it. No, that would not be good. No, it wouldn't. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Thank you, Andrea. Mostly sunny. Thank you. Good. And of course, when I go away tomorrow, when I went to my daughter's last time, I didn't take a coat. I took my gilet and a little rain mac, but we're just getting into that time of year where it starts to get cold, and then I'm not sure, so I might have to take the coat tomorrow. The trouble, you know, so what is it? Monday, mostly sunny, temperature, precipitation, wind. Hang on, does it say any more? Oh, I don't know. Right. Cheers for my birthday. Sweet peaceful sleep to me. Thank you for adding so much fun over the years. Oh, that's okay. Let's have lots more years. Let's hope there are lots more years to come. So here we are. Cheers, everybody. Happy birthday to me, and thank you all for joining in this birthday fun. And watch for the birthday shenanigans tomorrow, because I have a feeling that something might happen. Bye-bye, everybody. See ya.